Wait, is it back? Wow.
I think we should be able to hear each other now.
Yeah.
Wow. Catastrophic systems failure across the board.
Thanks for your patience.
That was
Thanks, Sci-Fi
wild.
I decided to part my bangs. I keep experimenting, but today I'm experimenting with a little part. And the fun thing is that I was complimented because I looked like Gabriella from Xena Warrior Princess. Yes, I like it. It was, right? I did a good job. I'm actually going to take these off because I don't need to hear myself when everything is like this.
Yeah, that was super weird.
Maybe that's what happened is this enterprise booted us out. Legit.
It was super weird. The
red alarm.
We had about 10 seconds of the countdown left, and my sound cut out, my mic cut out, then my camera, and then my entire computer froze. And I was like, I can't even like pause or extend the countdown. This is it. This is where we're at. So I fixed it. I'll fix it.
Yeah, we definitely need a Scotty in the space.
We've got it. Did you not see me running around the back of my desk?
I kind of wanted to turn my camera around so that everybody could see the panic, but at the same time, I was really enjoying all of the guesses that were coming in.
Also, I'm not wearing any pants, so it would have been
a little bit too personal.
Slightly awkward.
Right? Wasn't she great? And then I shared this comparison to another person who had never seen Xena Warrior Princess ever before, which is crazy to me. Absolutely crazy.
No, I can see that. It's pretty... Was it that big? I guess it was pretty big, wasn't it?
Link, you are not far off. So this is our very first maiden voyage off of the Enterprise officially and on our own. And we did decide that the new ship would be the Derpa Prize.
Yeah, the new ship is actually going to be the Derpa Prize. Because why not? We love it. We have some branding.
That's exactly what was happening, Brojam. That's exactly it.
My camera is I'm definitely positioned slightly differently.
It's okay, you got time. We're not in a hurry.
But I think
we're both drinking tea, just English tea tonight. We both need a little bit of tea, for sure.
Yeah, I feel like there's more space over here than usual.
Moss infested. Maybe there's a tribble inside. We don't know. Lucy Lawless. Man, that was so great. Wasn't she? She was huge, Flyboy. I mean, like literally. On camera, it seemed like she was a 6 foot tall woman. And then there was this beautiful.
No, I think he means the show was huge.
I know. I was saying that her personality was big. She seemed like she was actually big in size. Yeah. And then it was a big hit. Yeah.
I think maybe I was just a bit too young. I think maybe I just missed it. I wasn't even born in the 80s.
Was Jeremy ever on the ship? The Enterprise?
Yes. Jeremy has appeared on... one episode. We did a debate, me and him, and Chris moderated it. Actually, no, he's been on 3 episodes, 2 live shows and 1 Star Trek debate that we did.
Oh, okay. I guess if you count the Sin Week also, I mean, he was technically on the show then.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Yeah, 2 live shows at Sin Week and then 1 debate.
So yeah, we're really excited because we're getting to broadcast on a new time and kind of on our little own. So thank you guys for joining us. Yeah, we were thinking the same thing. I put up a poll on my Twitch. I asked a question. I asked it for 5 minutes because I thought we would be talking for 5 full minutes, but it turns out like 3 of those minutes were complete silence. But
yeah, that makes for a great TV.
Yay, I'm glad. Thank you. It's
nice.
Hard. We had to pick a time, and this is the time that we chose. So the results are in. I asked the question, did Danae like this episode?
Oh, show me the results.
What would you think?
I think most of them are going to say yes. It's going to be majority ruling yes.
The options were yep, nope, or illogical question.
Oh, then everyone picked illogical question.
No, they didn't.
100% response.
No.
For number 3.
No, it was 67% said yep.
Yeah. I was right. The majority thought you'd like it. Yeah.
There was a poll, Polly. I can put another one up. I don't know how I'm like experimenting with being on Twitch. I can do a new poll. New poll. Did Ian like this episode?
Oh, yes. Oh, love that.
Did Ian like this episode? ? And I'll do the same things. Yep, nope, or illogical question.
I love it.
Now, I don't know if they pop up on like on the phone. So we're experimenting today. I'll put it up for 5 minutes. There you go. Option 3. Yes. Ian does seem to like every episode.
He does to some degree, genuinely. Yeah. I love Strange New Worlds. I mean, I love season 2 as well. I love it.
I'm going to pin your comment, Flyboy, about the 10 episode season because I want to get into that too.
Yeah. What I want to do this before we get carried away and run away with things, because this is another installment in Ian and Danae can't have a conversation because we have to save it for the show. And then she leaves. Oh, don't smite me. I thought you were just going to smite me by putting it on my fingers. It's one of those finger puzzle things.
What is it? What are they called? Chinese finger?
Yeah, finger puzzles. Finger traps?
Trap?
I don't know. But Data gets stuck in one. In an episode we will probably never watch.
Data can't get stuck in one.
He literally got stuck in one.
He's a fucking android. He's so strong.
You would think.
I could rip one. Is it like a special? Oh, it's the dragon one, isn't it? Does it have little dragon heads and they have to click it?
No.
What am I thinking of?
That's something else. That's another TV show.
A super clear memory, and I know someone is going to remember this.
It's a TV show.
It's like it clicks and I can see it. I can see the clicking so clearly. What is it, guys? What's it from? I do actually. I just walked around the other side, Flyboy. Very, very perceptive. I could walk the other way. Should I? No,
you shouldn't. Because there are so many cables. If she goes this side, so many fucking cables. Yes, it is.
That's
but is it Addams Family Values or the first one? I think it's the second one because I saw that one more.
I'm just so glad because that's exactly it.
Good job, Slab.
You can see like the perfectly painted red nails.
Good fucking job.
Yeah. Anyways.
Anyway, the thing I was saying, I'm sat on the sofa and I said, Danae, do you, and I knew the answer to this, do you know the chaos that you caused in the Discord?
Oh, yeah. But I did not understand what you're talking about.
No, because you popped in and left and created chaos. You uploaded a picture on Discord of a teddy bear Spock.
Which Discord?
This was in Star
Trek. This is the Ian and Danae.
This is the Ian and Ian and Danae Discord in the Star Trek channel. You uploaded a bear that looks like Spock and it's adorable.
Oh, I want that bear so bad.
It has it. I've put in an offer. Don't worry.
You did?
Working on it. And it has an adorable little communicator.
Oh, I want to talk about the bear. It's so cute.
Talk about the bear. Go off. Tell us why you love the bear.
It's like a little stuffy bear. And then for over the years, they have put little Vulcan like overlay so you could like take them off. So it's clearly a bear playing dress up as a Vulcan. It's not a Vulcan bear. It's a bear playing dress up, and it is so cute, and it has like the old school stuff.
And I love it. I want it so as much. I mean, I'm not buying it for you. I'm buying it for me.
It is not. But why did everybody freak out about the bear?
So they didn't freak out about the bear, did they?
Okay.
They freaked out about what was in the screenshot.
What did I do? Oh,
the Ian, panic. It's not bad.
What did I do?
I would have told you if it was bad. What you did was you sent a screenshot with 15% battery.
Oh. Okay.
And everyone
does that bother you guys or something?
Went mental. Like they went past the Spock bear so quick and immediately was like, man, you live dangerously, Danae. Your phone is actually only at 15% and you're not panicking.
No.
You're not. Let me tell you, people. Let me tell you what it's like to live with Danae.
I'm so sorry, Steve. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I didn't even think about that.
Like people were saying how they run for charges if they get below 30%. They panic if they're below 20. They're dead if it's below 5.
Oh my God, I should have done last night.
What?
I mean, last night I got down to 2%.
Yeah, you never charge your phone. I have such a routine at night because I rely on my phone for an alarm. I plug it in before I go to sleep. It's the last thing I do. That's it. It goes in. It gets plugged. I know it's happening. We'll wake up and her phone is at like 5%. And I'm like, what was it fucking doing all night if not charging? It's like you see it as an endurance test. Like, how long can I go without charging my phone?
Listen, I think I remember an article, and I don't even know its validity, but it was talking about how batteries are meant to be drained and then recharged.
Correct. So I'm calling bullshit. That's not the reason you do it. That is that is absolute science. It is correct. Not the reason you do it.
Well, you're wrong, fucker. Oh, by the way, this is an R-rated show. No, I ever since then I stopped caring as much because I don't usually need anything on my phone. And so if it's really low, I just let it like struggle. It's kind of fun to watch it struggle. Yeah.
It's so strange to me.
I'm sorry that it makes you uncomfortable.
It's so stressful, but it's okay.
Yeah, you let it die from time to time. Mine just is on a daily basis. Yeah.
My phone rarely sees 20%.
You're not wrong about that. This is a good point. However, I don't believe my phone is a starship. Let's see what it's at right now.
But the problem is, it doesn't matter if it only gets to 20% because you charge it every night. As long as it lasts 12 hours, I'm good.
Well, I guess 16. It's kind of like a little Vulcan phone. You know, it can run on less.
Yeah.
It doesn't need it.
The little face that you gave me.
What?
Oh, did you not mean to give me that face?
What?
It was like, it's a Vulcan phone. It can run on less.
No, that's just my face.
Oh, it's just your face.
Let's look at your results and then we can get into the show. Did Ian like this episode? We had more people participate in the poll probably because I said it was on screen.
It's going to be fascinating. Go on. What do people think?
33% say yep. 17% say nope. And 50% say illogical question because they couldn't resist. I love it so much.
No, I'm getting trolled and I love it.
Oh boy. My God.
So yeah, welcome to our new time and spot and place. And I'm interested to see after the fact, perhaps, if we missed anybody or anybody is kind of not here because we couldn't publish this we couldn't decide this in time for last week's episode going up. So sorry if anybody's missed it.
Oh my God, everyone, you are so fun. I love this so much. We're just posting the percentages of the phones. What's yours at?
81%.
Oh my God. So yours is at 81. Are you just saying that because it beats Sir Ruthie by 1%?
No, I will show it to you.
Okay, I'm gonna look at mine. Oh, Sci-Fi Brony's at 84%.
I can't.
Oh, guys, look at his.
Here's my background. It's 80. It's fucking really ring light.
Oh, you guys are great. I did pin this comment from Link who says you don't want to do that all the time. It's actually bad for your phone.
It's true.
You want to keep it between 30 to 80%.
Completely agree.
I know, right?
Don't like how my screen is set up.
You're watching on a tablet and it's only 16%. Oh, geez. Well, let's get into it so that it doesn't die before the end of our show.
Let's do it.
You guys know the drill, but this is exciting. So this is our first time to be going live onto our new platforms. Lloydie and Flyboy and Mark. Let's see who else. History Lover. They're all over on the YouTubes.
Oh, whoops.
Thank you so much for joining our little YouTubes. What we need to make sure we're doing properly as we get into the get used to this new system is as soon as we're done, we will go and export the show to YouTube. So if we ever forget and you don't see it on YouTube, you can ping us on Discord or send an email or whatever. But we're going to get into the rhythm of it. Everything is changing.
Need to export it from Twitch.
Oh yeah.
We won't need to. Because we're now going live. This will just live on the Ian and Danae channel. Because we're broadcasting
in multiple
Ian
places.
and Danae and Danae says.
Well, there goes that part of my introduction. I don't.
She was trying to be nice. She was trying to be helpful. To be fair.
For my Twitch, that would be true though.
Yes, you do need to publish it on Twitch. Yes, correct. Fuck. Which I now usually do.
But yeah, we'll be going live at this time until further notice. So we're looking forward to spending time with you. Thank you for being here. What else do we need to say on this new platform? I mean, this is an R-rated show, but you guys know that already. We're talking about Star Trek.
Yeah. If you want all of the ad-free version of the show in your own dedicated pod feed and access to it the day before, so 12 hours early, is all through the Ian and Danae Patreon, no longer the Sin Club. So, yes.
Oh, okay. So I said, what else am I missing? And Wandering says, you steal. our comments, and Wandering says steal our
on
another platform, and then Link says you steal comments.
I'm broken. My brain hurts. Ouch.
That was really funny. Hi, JCD. But yes, everybody else over on
Return of the D.
The Twitch is really exciting. We've got Sir Ruthie let's see who was first. Sci-Fi Brony was in first, reporting for duty.
Actually, I think
Wandering was right after.
Lloydie was technically first.
Crewman 47th class Wandering Winder. Oh.
Lloydie turned up at 3 a.m., I think, to say, wait, midnight? Because we're broadcasting at midnight in England. So sorry, Lloydie, if you can't be here.
Sarah Superior. That's like, we're going to have to do a special, something special just for Sarah.
A YouTube stream.
So Sarah, who's watching the future, we love you very much. And hello from the YouTube to the Twitch, and Twitch will say hello back to you, I'm sure. But yes, Polly and Brosium and my God, Reeves. You guys are all here, and it makes us so happy. So we're going to be talking about Star Trek. If you want to watch anything else that we're doing, you can catch it in the history. Twitch only keeps things live for 2 weeks, so make sure to go to the YouTube channel for anything else we're doing, including gaming.
Yes, we're moving it and publishing it all over there.
Thanks, guys. Without further ado, are you ready to jump into today's episode?
Oh, I'm fucking ready.
All right, let's do it.
It's gonna be fascinating.
Yeah, well, this is what it's gonna be. It's got to be the evenings now.
This is the new stream time, sir.
We're saying hello to Sarah in the future.
Yeah, we are. Okay.
Don't forget the fucking start date.
Fuck you. Welcome to 10 Forward, the part of the show where we grab something from the replicator and share our immediate thoughts and feelings on the episode we just watched together. Most important thing first, no Commodore, because we've moved our recording time and he said, well, fuck it. So no Commodore. Second most important thing, Ambassador, what would you like from the replicator?
I would like the satisfactory, what was it called? What was it called?
Star Trek. Strange New Worlds.
No, it was it was whatever Pike made.
Oh, I know
sorbet?
No, damn it, you stole my one. I wasn't going to tell you.
Well, what do you mean, what were you going to tell me?
I wasn't going to tell you because it was mine. Well, yeah, you can have the sorbet.
I'm sorry, I wasn't aware that there was only one portion of fucking sorbet.
Actually, there were 3. Yeah, I'll have Patel's sorbet.
You'll have Patel's sorbet, and that means you get 2 portions because Pike snagged hers.
Yeah, she did. Actually, I'm going to have the plomeek soup because I didn't realize it was purple. I actually thought it was green. But
wait, you're going to have the soup that did not taste very good?
Yeah, because I'm strong, independent man, and I can take a shit tasting soup.
All right.
I would eat all kinds of ungodly things for Nurse Chapel. Anyway, Ambassador,
no.
Give us a synopsis, Ambassador.
Well, I mean, obviously, let's just address the fact that this was not at all what I thought it was going to be in my prediction.
No, your predictions were Spock's Gorn personality takes over.
Yeah.
5 Vulcans, including Spock. So it'd make it 4.5. So you actually
that was kind of true.
What you predicted was that the episode called 4.5 Vulcans would contain 4.5 Vulcans, with the half being Spock.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it was like 5.
Yes. But 4.5.
But he's only a half.
Yes. So you made the joke that the show made, but before it. So
yes,
you get the credit for that.
Well, thank you for that.
And then between us, we kind of predicted that Sarek, Cybok, Tuvok, T'Pol, T'Pau, and T'Lyn might turn up because time travel. We're not getting
I didn't say that. For the record. You started listing every Vulcan.
Yeah, I just got excited and started listing Vulcans.
Yeah, it was fine. It was like a game sense. When they say list as many Vulcans as you can in 5 minutes or less, and you're just like,
I just ignored everything you were saying, and I was like, nerd.
In today's episode, the crew has to go on an away mission that requires them to alter themselves completely due to scanning technology. They can't just look Vulcan, they must be Vulcan. Mm-hmm. So they use the serum that we've seen them use in the past, but it has an unexpected reaction to just an unexpected reaction, and they are perma-Vulcan.
Yeah, they are.
And that's this episode. Is watching multiple characters become the Vulcan version of themselves.
The stereotypical Vulcan version of themselves.
Well, it's stereotypical for a reason, right?
Yeah, well, we'll see.
Oh, did you not enjoy it?
Give us a synopsis. That would be logical. Okay?
That would be logical, Captain, as I have just completed mine.
Ambassador, did you like the show? Overall thoughts and feelings before we run through the episode?
I can't start here. I have to start with, would you stay a Vulcan? Like, would you, if you turned into a Vulcan, would you stay a Vulcan? I'm gonna pull the audience.
This is hard. This is really hard.
I'm gonna put up a poll on this.
When I'm making this decision, am I human or Vulcan?
You're making this right now as a human.
Then I stay human.
Okay.
But if I'm Vulcan, then I'm gonna want to stay Vulcan. Like, you kind of know what you are. I wouldn't like I want the Vulcan super strength, I want the Vulcan super brain, and I want the Vulcan don't need to sleep as much as humans. I don't want to have to suppress emotions and be completely numb, because they are pretty numb by design. What about you? Because you've joked about being a Vulcan and wanting to be Vulcan and relating to Vulcans. Would you actually commit to it?
I would definitely do it. And then I think that the show wrestles with a really interesting question of, once you are completely Vulcan, would you then choose to be human? And then, I mean, we're going to skip around a little bit, but like, the show skips over the part where everybody has to struggle with turning back to human. And I wish it had done more of that instead of just focusing on one character, the evil character, with a dance thing. But I think because the show misses that element of showing us like the struggle to logic your way back to humanity, I have to say that I would absolutely do it. But I don't know.
Think so?
Was it difficult? Was it difficult for them to make that decision? Like, how do you get back to it? Because it kind of turns them into essentially like robots, like really intense robots. I did not like that, because I think my version of a Vulcan is Spock, and that's just not actually a Vulcan. So this episode sort of like made me feel uncomfortable several times, but it also made me laugh a lot, because I was like, she just broke up with every single person because they annoy her, and I love that. You know what I mean?
I mean, it's so efficient. That might be the most relatable part of the episode. You people are dragging me down. I'm gonna divorce all of you.
By the way, while we're talking about it, I did a poll for the audience. Do you want me to tell you what I asked, would you choose to be a Vulcan? And the responses can be, oh, hell yes. Absolutely. Without question. Yes, or maybe.
You're such a troll. This is why people don't come to the live show. It is interesting, because based on the transformation that these humans go through, it's a hard no. But I would argue they don't actually get turned into Vulcans. It's a bit of a gripe. I have some conflicted emotions.
Yeah, let's get into it. But I had to ask you that right away. It's a very interesting question, because you're right. I have talked often about like, I want to be a Vulcan, but then after this episode, I'm pretty confident that I would want to do it under very specific circumstances.
Yes. Yeah, absolutely.
There's a reason you go into these away missions with like a plan in place. Like, they should have had a conversation with the doctor about their wishes. Do you know what I mean? Like,
should this go sideways? Like, please override any Vulcan requests I might have.
I am of sound mind, and I'm asking you to terminate my Vulcanness. Mm-hmm. So
I'm preemptively telling you that if I decide to not change back, I want to change back, please.
Mm-hmm. Let's get into how do you want to go through the episode today? There's a lot to jump into.
Well, give me your overall thoughts and feelings. You didn't actually give them to me. Did you like the episode? Did this work for you? Where does it rank compared to the season so far?
This might be my favorite episode so far. But
that's cool.
I think it's because it's always so hard, because we watch them and then we go straight into it. So it's very, very fresh. But this is kind of the fun that I've been missing and looking for. It's like an away mission, and it's a little unique because it was very heavy-handed in the comedy realm. Like, we had a lot of comedy music going on, and it's really like going for some laugh moments. But because maybe there wasn't something super serious going on all the time, like I could kind of stay in that happy kind of space. Like, then you had the serious undertone, obviously, of one of the people trying to turn the ship into a weapon. And I have questions about that, but
absolutely.
I think because I had a really good time watching it, that elevates it for me quite a bit. Like it wasn't the serious stuff that it was hitting on is all stuff that I'm excited to talk about today, like Vulcan stuff and questions about how that works. And
absolutely.
we got to see everybody doing unique things as a Vulcan. So
yeah, we did.
What about you? Did you overall like it? Or?
For me, no. Overall, I didn't like it.
Oh, shit.
It's a bummer. It's the most I think I've laughed at Strange New Worlds. It's the most I've been entertained by like just the comedy of it. And I think this almost like had a different writing team. Like the comedy is really I don't know. It feels like it did because it felt like we were watching a series of like sketches, and it was actually like it was really funny. Like I'm not saying that the writers can't be funny, but the humor here like felt really on point and really accurate. For me, the episode is a bit of a mess in general. I just didn't enjoy the representation of the humans becoming Vulcans. I think I feel like the episode was built for the humor and the gags instead of building a story and then overlaying humor and gags into it. Like, this is something the season is struggling with overall, is what's the story here? The story here is super thin, didn't keep me engaged, it just didn't feel very cohesive or like it really had a direction. It was just jumping from, this is how this person is a Vulcan, this is how this person is a Vulcan, comic hijink to comic hijinks. It was almost like they'd all taken like some funny cosmic radiation and everybody was just like, the comedy dial was set to 100 and I was missing something cohesive that pulled the episode together. Like, just an example that popped into my head, the Naked Now in TNG, like that humor that goes through. So when Picard is like, "Not now, Doctor," and when Data is acting super drunk, Beverly is super drunk, Wesley is super drunk. That incredible humor moments, "Not now, Doctor," incredible humor moments throughout the episode, but a cohesive story that carried me through and genuine risk. This it felt like a series of sketches that with no cohesion to it. So did not work for me, unfortunately.
That's a bummer.
Yeah, bit of a bummer. And these shore leave episodes, because this is a shore leave goes wrong episode in disguise. They often are very hit and miss for me. They can be very. Just going to repeat what I just said. They can be very hit or miss. So we kick off with number 1 doing a captain's log. They're going to Permanent T3, which I kept writing as Permenti 3.
I think it's like more of a strong E on the end. I mean, how could you get that wrong?
I kept reading Permanent T3, and I was like, you just described a shore leave planet for Ian.
Yeah, Permanent T.
Permanent T3, please.
It's a new Patreon level.
Yeah, Permanent T.
Because we have the T flingers level. Yep. And we're about to expand that to the next level. We're talking about like the tea steepers, I think. So the permanent tea. Anyway,
permanentality. There we go. And yeah, they're on their way, and they get a distress call from the Vulcans. Okay, let me get this straight, because they did a lot of history things that happened here. I think I got the planet name right. The Tazar. The people that live on the planet, I think. This is a pre-warp society that the Vulcans have already exposed themselves to, because they met before the Federation was established. Correct. So before the non-interference of the Prime Directive was set up.
That's right.
They helped them with a civil war, gave them nuclear shit, gave them everything apart from warp travel hundreds of years ago, but they haven't evolved to have warp travel in the following hundreds of years. And now the Enterprise is the only ship in range that can assist with a problem that they have, leading to a full-on disguise into Vulcans. So with a setup ambassador, did you follow all of it? Because there was like a rapid expansion of like kind of like a lore dump and a lot of description before the cold open as well. Like there's so much that happens before we get to the opening credits.
Truly did not think it was any different than normal. Like that did not feel
that's so funny.
That didn't feel out of place for me at all. But maybe because it was hitting into like the code that you can't break, the prime directive. That is why it pulled you in so quickly, and you're like doing all the mental gymnastics about why we're able to quote unquote break the prime directive. And so it wasn't going too crazy for me. I didn't get the war part. I think it was clipping pretty quickly, but I didn't get the war as much as I got that they had saved it by providing a technology that was powering the whole thing, and that powering structure was beginning to fail, and it was going to cause a meltdown of the entire planet. So that's why they had to go.
Oh yeah, no, that's why they had to go. But the initial reason for the Vulcans
was a war
that they were helping to solve, I think, is what I picked up on. Like, that's what inspired the Vulcans to intervene hundreds of years ago, or a century ago, however long it was. But now, yes, it was a technological thing that they had to fix.
Yeah, I didn't hear about the war, but I don't know that matters too much. Let's move on. It wasn't too crazy. I loved what comes next.
Tell me all about it.
Such a fun time. Like, I know that it's a super cliche thing, but like they're all knocked into Vulcans, and I want to talk about that moment, but my brain is skipping right to the thing that I love the most, because they're turned into Vulcans with this serum, which I think we learn on the way back, like when they're supposed to be transferring back, that the reason that this serum is advancing them through all of the Vulcan emotions to allow them to get to a state of like clarity is because it's mixed with Spock's stuff. Like Spock's DNA, it stabilized it so that they're not having to like fight through all of the rituals that they would need to do to overcome their strong emotions. Which I thought was a really important thing that they had to mention. And I think they do it on the way back. Like, it's not mentioned when they first take the serum. I think it's like the second time when they're supposed to take the serum and then turn back into it.
Interesting.
But anyway, so
yeah, that sounds
they fall to the floor, they're feeling all funky, and then they just like pop up and they're all these new people, this reveal of what like their Vulcanism looks like, and it's so fucking cool. They look so badass. And I was just like I was so in.
Oh, tell me more. So you loved how like Pike, Uhura, like,
oh my god, they looked amazing. Didn't you think they looked amazing? Even if you're annoyed by it, don't you think they looked amazing?
I love all of them looking Vulcan. I have so many questions about why it changes their hair. I don't know why it changes their hair and eyebrows. I get the eyebrows.
They turn into Vulcan.
The eyebrows maybe, but I don't understand why the hair suddenly changes. But other than that, yes, it did look great. Pike in particular is a stellar Vulcan. And I think that's a good little segue. Who do you think gave the best Vulcan performance
Christine
for you? And did you believe it all? She had the worst for me. This is so interesting.
I loved it so much.
I thought she was the least convincing Vulcan of all of them. I got shit
to do. No, I loved it. I was really annoyed by everybody else. I think, like, I have to say real quick, Lo, that your question's interesting because the chat said that Spock had the best performance as a Vulcan.
Okay.
So that was pretty
fair.
funny.
Absolutely fair. Yeah.
I guess we should just kind of go through like each performance, and this is like as a whole, because in the moment when they change and transform, which by the way, we haven't got to my favorite part yet, but we're getting there. When they transform and then you're looking at the whole episode performance.
Yes.
Pike annoyed me because he was very yelly and
correct.
Yeah. Like he was just like, I like da. And it was just didn't seem natural, but maybe like, I don't know, that just I don't mean to tell him how to.
I'm with you.
Sorry, Mr. Mount. I'm not trying to tell you how. I know you watch the show, Anson, so
flipping wish. No,
it just felt like it was like a Kirk meets Spock mixed with like overperforming while also trying to underperform. So maybe it was a really complicated version of a it didn't call to me.
Yeah, Pike's didn't work too well for me either. Like, it's the shoutiness, the being extra. It felt like, and all of them did to some extent, apart from Uhura, some kind of caricature of a Vulcan.
Mm-hmm.
It's like the actors were getting to play at being a Vulcan, which is super duper fun. But it was like sometimes we'll get a Vulcan introduced to a story that's just designed to be a dick. And I was like, that doesn't mean that genetically Vulcans are like that. Like maybe it'd be less entertaining, but I wanted a bit more of a level Vulcan.
Yeah.
But it seemed like every stereotype that humans have about Vulcans is what they turned into.
I know.
Rather than genetically turning into Vulcans themselves. It's so interesting.
Because I haven't seen very many Vulcans, I was like, this is just what they are. Like, this is it. So it's really interesting that, I mean, you're not alone watching the live chat. Like, yeah, I am the minority here, and that's okay. I will be the half human,
and I will be the Vulcan
logical that thinking about all of this. But
I'll be the Vulcan that clearly knows best.
Pike was but like the more difficult like performance for me. And then I think I would put my next least favorite. So I'll rank them from worst to best. Uhura, I think, would be next for me. Because she went like, I'm gonna manipulate you through a mind meld to make you into a puppy, and I was like, so this is an enhanced part of their personality, right? Like, this isn't. I don't know.
No, it's not. It's not at all. It's not. It's completely rewriting their personality. Like, and this is one of the problems: is that you can't just turn yourself into a Vulcan, because you're more than you're. The Vulcan like suppression of emotion is a lifelong journey as well. Like, they go through rituals and lots of training and meditation. So yeah, you can biologically have all of the elements of being a Vulcan, but they should also still have, I think, more of their human elements into them. And if that's what we actually saw, they don't mention it in the episode. They never say you're not fully Vulcan because you're still acting like some human bits. They're all just like, man, these guys are acting like absolute Vulcans the whole time. And it glosses over the experience. Like, there's a lot of nurture in being a Vulcan as well as nature. And this episode just seems to think it's all nature. You're just, bam, you're Vulcan. This is how you're going to act. So I don't, if the intent was to incorporate some of Uhura's personality, some of Pike's personality, they never kind of explicitly mentioned that.
I don't know. Like, I kind of got a little bit of it because you have like the demanding captain doing like more demanding orders, and so like enhanced that. And then for Uhura, it enhanced her communication style. For La'an, it enhanced this paranoid fighters. So I think it did do an enhancement.
Well, the only time they mention it is when it interacts with La'an's augmented human DNA. Like, that's the only thing. That's the thing that they mention that goes wonky, which interestingly turns her more into a Romulan, which is like a militant Vulcan.
You mean Romulan? Thanks, Lloydie, in the chat.
That was the most interesting thing. That's a great pun. That was the most interesting thing to me. I didn't get it from the other three.
I like Christine's performance the best because it seemed like a person who wanted to take advantage of the enhanced ability and then launch, further into her career and remove obstacles that had been in her way before. Like,
yeah, that makes a lot of sense to me.
I liked this episode because of that. Now, did it make it uncomfortable when they see things that are no longer important to them because they're not the same person anymore? Yeah, it is uncomfortable. The performance wise set aside, like character wise, I found them all very interesting. Character wise, I completely believe what I saw, but I don't maybe have as many barriers for it. So they turn into Vulcans, right? And then let's get to
what was your favorite bit of that transformation?
We have to get through like the next thing to get to my favorite thing. And I have to know how you, like, I don't want to skip over this part because I think you hate it, but I have to know. How did you feel about the power walk down the hallway?
Oh God. Oh no, I'd forgotten about it.
Chat, how did you feel about it?
I'm gonna come sideways at this. I spoke to Aaron and I said, hey, do you want to give me some notes about the episode? Aaron, this would have been a great show for him to be on. This is his favorite episode of the season so far.
It's his favorite of it so far?
He had a lot of fun with it, really enjoyed it. He loved Kirk in this episode. He thought Paul Wesley was perfect as Kirk. And I'm not bullshitting. I'm not trying to troll him. This is literally what he said to me. And then he finished it by saying, however, it has one of the worst scenes in the history of the show, potentially, in his opinion. And he didn't tell me which one, obviously, because Aaron, But I think it was this hallway scene.
You don't know?
Jarred. No, he wouldn't tell me. So we'll find out when he's on the show next week.
Hold on a second. So all of that buildup was to say that you think that was the worst thing because you hated it so much?
Because I hate it. I think this is the one thing that me and Aaron will agree on. Because I don't know what else in the thing would affect. Oh, maybe it could be the post-credit scene, perhaps.
Honestly.
Because that either works for you or it doesn't. But for me, the music was jarring as fuck. And I'm not going to be a Star Trek snob and say you can't have rock music and you can't do shit like that in Star Trek. You absolutely can. It was just jarring as heck. It was weird. The slow motion walk, just everything was weird. Swinging the weapons around was weird. It felt so out of place to me. Like, what were we celebrating in that moment? We already know they look like Vulcans. So are we celebrating the uniform? Are we celebrating the Lurpers? What are we celebrating with that walk through the corridor? I don't know what the function of that was, other than it was just to be fun.
This might be the most controversial episode then to date, because like it is
in terms of us being on opposite sides.
Yeah. I fucking loved it.
Tell me what you loved about it, because you'll represent maybe two people out there.
Well, it was unexpected. The music in this episode is in its own character.
It is. Yes.
Like it comes in, it changes every scene, and it telegraphs a lot, which I don't usually like the music to tell me how I'm supposed to feel before I'm supposed to feel it. And I really noticed it a bunch this episode, but it really hit on this one with the rock music all of a sudden.
Yeah.
And to me, it was like, this is a powerful group of people. And this is what kicks off my favorite part, which is how fucking quick they got the mission done.
I completely agree.
I loved it so much.
It is amazing. It's so perfect.
It kind of has like the debrief, and you think it's going to be like the whole episode's going to be down,
it's hilarious
with shenanigans, or they're not going to be able to beam back or communicate, and they're going to have this like interesting experience on the planet or something. Like you don't, how's this going to go? And they are insanely efficient. And I was like, this is fucking incredible.
It's so funny.
I loved it so much.
I suddenly understand why in Lower Decks there is a ship full of Vulcans.
Yeah.
Because it is just hilarious. They get this done within minutes, and like they're all talking on the bridge, just like, okay, we're gonna have to brace for this. Scotty, are you ready? Pelly, are you? Pyto Enterprise mission accomplished.
It was so great,
so funny. And when they actually come back, and Spock is like, yeah, even he's kind of pissed that they got it done so quick and they worked so well.
Yeah, it was really, really fun to subvert my expectations, to get everything back to where it was going to be. And then, of course, the purpose of the episode really kicks off. But it starts with that music where it just builds this undeniable confidence. The rock music, the walking. I mean, you're spinning around a weapon in an enclosed hallway. Maybe don't do that. But
you think?
But you get the impression that these are like the most confident, well put together crew that has been on the ship in a long time, and they're just going to get their shit done. And they're forced to be reckoned with. Then they like kill the mission. They do such a great job and come back. And then, of course, in their own mind, they are doing a fantastic job of whatever they're doing the whole rest of the show. And I really loved all of it. The thing that I hated the most is not telling us more about how they returned to humanity, like what the missing link was. It's someone in the chat said something about it being like the length of a commercial break. You come back and then everything is fine, and it makes you feel like you're missing the heart of humanity, which is kind of the point of the episode. And if that hadn't been there, if they had just spent maybe a little bit more time, kind of maybe less time with Doug and more time with that, possibly, but we'll get to that. So I don't know. I was having a really, really fun time. And once they're back and like, oh, they're not going to turn back and like, instantly they're not going to go back into human.
Oh, absolutely not.
They're not going to go through all that trouble just for a quick, 5-minute scene. But yeah, the rest of the episode kicks off. So you had big time struggles with it. I'm okay going like however you want to approach the rest of the episode, but I have one major question to get to eventually, but where do you want to go next?
So before we move on, I just wanted to hit on a couple of like just hilarious moments that just really worked for me. that speak to the star of the show, which was Ethan Peck.
Oh,
the only true half Vulcan. I just think his reaction to the Vulcans are just, they keep me going. They sustain me throughout the whole episode.
Yeah, he is us, right? He's our lens.
Which is fantastic, because he shouldn't be us. He should be alien to us, but he is the most relatable character on screen. And that is for me the perfect bit of the episode, like making him the audience. Like he's just as like confused and jarred by it all. When they get onto the transporter pad and Pike is just like 4.5 Vulcans to beam down, the look that, bro, what the fuck? The look that he gives Pike is the most, buddy, what was that? Why you got to do me like that? And I haven't seen, like, it's still, I believe that came from a Vulcan, and it was just a knee-jerk eyebrow reaction. And that comedy killed me so much. Ethan Peck rescued a chunk of the episode for me, for sure.
Yeah, you're right. He is the shining beacon of this episode through and through. There's a lot of fun things for me, but if I had to pick like my favorite part, it's definitely my Spock.
What's interesting,
and his beautiful smile at the end.
It's so beautiful,
which we'll get to.
We will. What struck me was everything we just talked about, and the revelation that they're going to be Vulcans all happens before before the opening credits. That was like super long. It was so much to pack into it. When we get through the opening credits, we both noticed the space moth this time.
Yeah, the space moth.
Was
there's
actually
two things that change. One is that Ethan Peck is now narrating it as a Vulcan. No, sorry, Pike.
Anson Mount. Yeah.
Yeah.
Did that work for you? I mean, I got a chuckle out of that. I thought it was pretty funny.
I did, but then at the end of his performance, I was the Kirkness of it. It's a very distinct performance that just kind of got a little bit more pokey for me as we went.
So we get into the med bay, and everyone is kind of like, well, what do we do now? Like, do we carry on as normal? Chapel decides that she has to continue researching how to turn them back, and they all gang up on Spock. How did this make you feel as your absolute Spock lover gets bombarded by Vulcans who are more logical than him and out-logic him for the first time?
I don't think he's being out-logicked. That's the great part. I think he knows that there's no point to argue with a Vulcan, if that makes any sense. I think like he recognizes that it was really heartbreaking, honestly. There's a lot of heartbreaking in this one again for me, because he's rejected for lunch. He has to go sit by himself. All of his friends turn into enemies, essentially. I mean, they turn into distant allies. You know, he loses that. Christine breaks up the friendship with him, so he doesn't even have that potential like line of conversation or openness or anything. And he has to kind of endure what he mentions at the end, which is just this reminder of childhood, of being isolated and ostracized, made fun of. And to think that, now, you guys have pointed out in the chat, and then also, you know, Ian, you've talked about this too, that this is like, it's interesting because the racism is a learned behavior. And this kind of like postulate, like it's indicating that when you become Vulcan, you're instantly racist. And that was also hard because to them, it seemed like it's a logical thing that they would just be confident to say that Vulcans are better than humans. And there's not really a lot of, I don't know, space for like being kind or compassionate or biting your tongue because you don't have to say it. Like the most lovable Vulcan besides Spock was like Doug and the judge guy, who we didn't like before. You know, like he was more put together in a way than the rest of the crew was. And maybe it's because they didn't have any experience being a Vulcan and they were just letting their freak flag fly. Like it just, the show is kind of saying that they just instantly isolate Spock because he is like less than. And that was hard to watch for many reasons. I mean, there's some things I just don't like to be reminded of that are real in life. And that was one of them, you know, but
I mean, I love that they mention it. I love that they bring, like, he explains why it was so hard, because it really was hitting him. The fact that Vulcans can be very blunt and brutal and can ostracize you. The thing that like bugs me a little bit, and this happens in real life, there's a difference between being direct and blunt and being a dick. Like you can be direct and be like purposeful and like cut through the bullshit and the fluff, but then there's also just being an ass about it as well, and how you like present your opinions and how you how you can like just attack people instead of like there's a fine line. You can cut the fluff and still talk instead of just being, this soup is shit.
Yeah, but I mean, if this is their first time to be Vulcan, like this is their first time to like struggle, right? Thank you. So, is that from me?
Yeah, because your headphones are still in your board, so you're picking up. I can't do anything on my end.
Gotcha. I was like,
sorry,
everybody.
I got you.
But well, since we're breaking the show, we don't have the ticker along the bottom, by the way.
Oh,
we usually
mother,
do.
Front door.
But there was somebody that's in here from the very first time. I think from Hong Kong. Was it Steve?
Get out! That's awesome.
Steval.
I missed that.
I don't think maybe I didn't share the comment.
Here we go.
Yeah. Nope, that's not it.
How do you know they're from Hong Kong?
Well, there was another comment right after that. So since we're breaking show, let me go back and see if I can find it.
Yeah, do it.
Oh, there it is. You look at that.
Oh, hi. That's amazing. I love it. First thing in the morning. Get it.
It's nothing like Star Trek chat while you're getting ready for work or whatever you're doing.
Let's go.
Glad you're here. Okay. So yes, it was difficult to watch Spock, obviously struggling with all that he is having to go through. But I got the impression that he was kind of like, oh, this again. And you just kind of shift back into what you know, which is he didn't try to drive the conversation. He didn't try to argue. He didn't try to prove his point. He had to out logic their logic by finding other ways to be helpful to the crew. And I loved that because I didn't really want to see a scene where he was arguing his validity with his crewmates as Vulcans. That's not something I was interested in seeing. I loved the conversations in Pelia's quarters where they're kind of going, how are we going to turn this oopsie into like, how are we going to solve this problem? And that's really where Ethan Peck really continued to shine as this particular conundrum continued.
So let's hit I think the best way to do this is to hit the relationships that happen one by one. And Ian's going to get a little bit exhausted here, but it's okay. We've got Pike and Patel and how that affects their relationship. Pike gets very, very hyper focused on cleaning and says humans are smelly, and as Patel is preparing for a return to work interview with the ambassador, with the admiral that we're not supposed to like.
Admiral or judge?
He's an admiral, but he works for the judge. It's Judge Advocate General's office, the Starfleet version of JAG. And she, because she doesn't have a ship right now, she's going to return to do judicial things and such and whatnot. So I'm going to dive in first. This is where the Vulcanness of Pike was the most jarring for me. This is where it was like, oh, you've heard that Vulcans are mean, so act as mean as possible. And he did bring up some things that we know historically are true about Vulcans, like having very sensitive senses of smell, it being really hard to be around humans because they have a very distinct smell. That's not the first time that's come up. But how did this scene hit you about how Patel handles the situation? And we can kind of merge that into the eventual dinner that they have together as well with the Admiral.
Well, again, we've talked about it being kind of like a comedy setup. So it's hard to take it, seriously, but I don't know. I enjoyed it. I thought that I was just watching Vulcans be Vulcans. So it made sense to me.
Yeah.
Like it makes sense that one would be like, let's get all the stinky stuff out of here. I am distracted by everything have you ever gone into someone's house and they like have an animal, but they have lost the ability to smell that animal? Yes. And that's all you smell when you go in. That's kind of what I assume it's like. And so it's not that he's being rude. He's just presenting a fact that he needs to clean it and he needs to get the smell out. And I thought it was hilarious. Like, he's trying to help, but when you're lacking the human part of it, like, I think it's just lost a bit in translation. But I really enjoyed it. When he like leans over and starts pressing the air out of that bag, I laughed. I thought it was really, really funny.
No, that was
but Tell should have immediately canceled that meal. Like, she should have seen this coming.
Yeah.
And been like, you know what? Maybe we need to wait for you to be in a different state of mind.
Yeah.
Of course, his response would have been like, this is who I am now. Get used to it,
Yeah. And again, I'm trying to figure out what like the function of those scenes are. And is it Patel like standing up for herself and just I guess
you mean like long term?
Yeah. It's all set up to show that Patel is strong enough to take this top job. So I don't know. It felt super odd in the middle of the episode.
It did. I didn't to me. I liked it. I mean, Patel has become a character that needed to be saved, which we often see a woman character do. And I think that they need to get her back into a position of authority and power. Personally, I'm tired of watching women be reduced to mothers and assistants. So to watch her like stand up to that guy and put him like to say like, you're making terrible decisions, you're a racist, and you're doing this and you're doing this, and just to kind of like say the uncomfortable thing. Like, I thought that was really, really fun. And then as far as the show goes, we need to get her off of the ship. We need to move on,
let's go. Get out of here.
To the next thing. So to give her a position, back doing what she loves, where she has authority, and then, Anson Mount, Pike can now, basically die.
I've got to say, I do, I do like her calling out all of the hypocrisies, and you refer to him as the human with inappropriate hair. And like, that's not logical. That's a judgmental thing to say. So
she did that. Yeah.
Yes. So I did enjoy that element of it. It speaks that disjointed element of the episode in general, but it progresses her story. It moves her on. So we know why she's off the Enterprise and what's next for her. So we then move into Umberto, or is it Beto?
Ben?
Ortegas's brother. It's not Ben. I don't think it's Ben.
Bento box?
Umberto. Anywho, Mr. Ortegas. And his relationship with Uhura. And this might be where I'm getting the most frustrated, because we are relegating all of this interesting humans become Vulcans to how do they handle their significant others. And it's like, maybe use one couple as an example of that, and then maybe show Uhura doing something else. But Uhura was relegated to how does this affect her relationship? Most of this episode is a massive Bechdel test fail as well.
Having said that, I think as a communicator that she's failing somewhat at communication, and that her Vulcanism, her becoming a Vulcan, forces her to say the thing, be blunt, get it out, and then do what she thinks is the next logical thing with his permission, which is to make him more in line with what her needs are. I think it's fantastic. I would like, it's fantastic because I don't think that they're going to play around with like changing somebody with an actual Vulcan on screen. This is like, if they're going to experiment with mind control or whatever, this is how to do it in like a little comedy one-off kind of a moment. And I think exploring that is really interesting. Like, when we see them after the miscommunication starts, and then they go off and she does the mind meld thing, and they come back and they're kind of like operating as one. I missed that it was a mind meld situation. I thought that he was just like, yeah, let's.
Oh, me too. Yeah.
Like, I
thought he was just playing along because he wanted an easy life.
Yeah, me too. And it was kind of fun to watch. And I was like, oh, look, they've already kind of fell in sync with each other. This is interesting. And then, of course, the reveal when Ortegas comes out and accuses her of doing what she's done. And so it's an interesting exploration of relationships and the dangers of changing someone to be what you need them to be, instead of like letting them be themselves and trying to find the middle ground. I mean, it didn't explore that deeply, but it can't when there's so many other characters to get to.
Yeah, it can't, and therefore it shouldn't. The crux of it is when Ortegas comes back and explains, if you can't see how great my brother is, then you're an idiot and you don't deserve him. But she's not having this breakthrough with Uhura. She's having this breakthrough with this random Vulcan character that we're with for one episode. So again, I'm like, what's the character development here? What's the function? Uhura isn't learning anything because as soon as she turns back into a human, she's like, man, I did horrible things. I shouldn't try and change people like that. Mm-hmm. I don't know what Uhura learned from this. And again, it felt like another scene that's just like, isn't it funny how a Vulcan would handle this horrible, this relationship? Like how badly this Vulcan would handle a relationship.
The episode fails in trying to kind of give weight to, it's not a full Vulcan that has had life experience. This is a brand new baby Vulcan that has been given stability due to Spock and his whatever they said it was.
Kolinar? Katra.
No, it's the Katra, what he did to get them back.
The Katra is like the Vulcan essence, their like kind of consciousness.
There's something that it was because they had used his stuff in the serum, is what I'm saying.
Right.
Like,
okay.
So they're like instantly Vulcan with a far advanced ability to not be taken out by all the discipline, but they're still baby Vulcans. They're still just brand new, making stupid decisions. And if the episode had kind of highlighted more of that and then highlighted more of how they turn back into human, I think we would have a lot more leniency with the episode. Because to me, when Ortegas is talking to Uhura about her brother, that didn't bother me as much because I am going to assume, the show didn't tell us, which is the problem, but I'm going to assume that's part of what Uhura's steps back to humanity were, is the reflection, like, that isn't who I want to be. So when Spock, met them in the mind, that would have likely been part of what, Uhura would have remembered about her humanity. And it seemed like each character had kind of a moment when someone was like, this isn't you. And they would have had to reflect on that at some point. And I think, again, the episode doesn't do itself a favor that it didn't, really explore.
No, it only gives you La'an and Spock doing a dance, and that's the only journey back to humanity that we have. Whereas it would have been way more interesting for Spock, I think, for Spock to do a guided meditation with each person, to explore the shit that they did wrong, like you said, and get them back to humanity and why they're valuable as humans. And oh man, what if you'd actually shown some value as Vulcans as well? Because they got villainized. Like, there wasn't, other than Christine being more efficient, there wasn't a single positive thing to being Vulcan. Like, yeah, they got the mission done super quick, but then Pike wants to rearrange the duty rosters for maximum efficiency. La'an wants to kill everything. Uhura wants to manipulate her boyfriend. And Christine wants to shut off all relationships completely. What if you'd shown a bit of nuance as well and actually showed a positive side to Vulcanness, but then also why they value being human more? Like, there's just, the more I think about it, the more superficial the episode is.
But then again, I think for me, I'm making so many assumptions, but I think that's because they're baby Vulcans, because we do get to see that Admiral Judge guy have a level of clarity and levity with his decisions, and Doug as well. We get to see two examples of Vulcans that are full Vulcan, who have lived their lives amongst many different kinds of beings in all these really interesting ways, and they're not showcasing these really extreme parts of Vulcanism. Like, the last time we kind of saw them was that ship you talked about, where they're all Vulcan and they like really lean into their superiority. And because the episode doesn't explore the baby Vulcanism part too much, like, it makes us believe that they're fully like realized characters. We're having a struggle. And if it had spent some time in that, I
wish it had, but it didn't.
It didn't, but I just can't.
We have to make a big leap to get there, and it doesn't.
I don't know if it's a big leap.
I feel like it's a big leap. Like,
okay,
they didn't do the work to get us there, because I think, and this is going to sound like such a shitty thing to say,
it's okay.
They wanted to have fun instead. They wanted to have fun and be superficial and do all of that stuff. They had no intention of getting deep with it, which is why I come to Star Trek. I want some more of the deepness, please.
Well, I don't think you're wrong. I mean, the show is lacking some of that part of telling us explicitly what my interpretation is of them being baby Vulcans. Like they could have said that.
Yeah. I mean, in the live chat, History Lover has just made a great point, which is Spock may well, as a person who has lived his entire life as a Vulcan, might well have said, you know what, they're acting like young Vulcans. Like they're actually acting like teenagers or kids. But unless I missed something, he doesn't really approach the fact that, man, they act different. It's only La'an where they're like, La'an's not acting like a Vulcan.
Yeah, I want to get to that.
La'an's acting very differently.
That's my biggest question about the episode. I know we're going to get to it in a second, but I do have to say that he did say that it was like when he was a child. He did say that. Yeah, he said that it reminded him of, like, he was, it was towards the end of the episode when he was talking about, like,
that's
it reminding
the bullying,
him of being
though.
the bullying.
He was like him being excluded by the adult Vulcans now is like being excluded. I don't think he was making a connection that they're acting like children, just that he hasn't felt this way since he was a child. That was my interpretation.
Yeah, you have to really like stretch for my version, I guess. But I like my version, so I'm sticking to it.
Totally fair. Absolutely. You are human, and that is your will to do that.
So we've gone through Pike and Patel, and then Uhura and Ortega's bro.
Yeah, I think Chapel's a good one to do next. Just if you have any extra thoughts about Chapel. You said Chapel was your favorite, and the way that she cuts everyone else off, gets maximum efficiency. I found that the most relatable.
Yeah, I think that's probably why I liked it so much. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't have much more else to say about her. I think I'm not impressed with anybody's Vulcan cadence, and I'm just going to put it there. Like the stilted presentation of how, like, and maybe it's because I'm used to them talking as humans, and now there's this sudden shift to that Vulcan cadence. But I didn't really buy it from anybody. But yeah, Chapel was definitely the most relatable Vulcan for me.
Yep.
So that kind of, I think a good transition there is the return of Kirk again, and bum 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 as he beams onto the ship.
Is there nobody else? Is there no other Vulcan pair?
Well, there is La'an, but that's kind of
are we going to save La'an?
That's kind of paired with Kirk and Scotty.
Okay, gotcha.
Because Kirk and Scotty, Kirk is on board the ship because the Farragut is the only ship in range. Apparently, he doesn't know that his brother isn't on the ship because communicators don't exist. Anyway, we need to get Kirk on the ship, so Kirk is on the ship. And Kirk and Scotty are quickly paired up with La'an, who is acting very, very aggressive for a Vulcan, and Kirk spots this pretty quickly. So, yeah, let's hit what your big question about La'an was, or is, or thoughts and feelings.
Well, it really kicked off for me when La'an meets Captain Pike in the hallway and they talking around. Did you know what the fuck they were talking about?
Yes, I did. I might get some of it wrong.
So this is where, for me, the show does a fantastic job of telling you that you're missing something, but then at least gives you a little bit more later so you're not feeling like a total noob to Star Trek, because I have to look at it through new people's eyes as well. Like, why is La'an acting like she is? And like later on, Khan is brought up, and Augment or whatever is brought up. And if those lines fly by too fast, I think a new person watching this episode would assume that maybe the serum mixed with her DNA and paired with her aggression, and she's just more of an aggressive, dominant Vulcan. But then when...
Oh, no, there's no nuance to Vulcans. They're either
Pike...
one thing or another.
But I was thinking about Spock's brother, for example. Like, I know we've talked about some Vulcans that are just cyborg, cyborg. He's apparently like a fucking psychopath or something.
He's basically human, yeah.
That's racist.
That's not what I mean. That was just unfortunate timing.
But So I'm trying to piece together what the show is saying. And at the end of the show, I'm still not sure what's going on. So this is like my biggest question about the show. Take it away. What the fuck is going on with La'an? Why is there a Romulan? I know that Romulans and Vulcans were supposed to come from the same chicken and egg a long time ago or something. And then something happened and there was a brain aneurysm and time travel.
You've mixed together a few different stories I've shared, and that's understandable. So Pike confronts La'an in the hallway, in one of the corridors, because he's like, "You're not acting like a Vulcan. This is very illogical. It's very strange." And they're both then...
He says, "You're not a typical Vulcan."
Typical Vulcan, yeah. And that's strange to him because there's no reason that she shouldn't be. She should just be Vulcan like the rest of them. and they start tapping into memories that they both have. Pike's specific memory is at the end of season 1, where future Pike comes from the future and says, if you avoid the disaster, this is the future that you're led on. And it leads to him being in charge of the Enterprise while they face off against the Romulans. And he doesn't handle it the same way Kirk handles it. And the way Kirk handles it, it avoids a war. The way Pike handles it, it starts a war. And there's the disaster. And that's how they interact with the Romulans. And that is how they first meet. Not backpedal, because it's not how they first meet the Romulans. Other than the Romulan war that they have, it's the first like kind of contact that they really have with the Romulans. So that's what Pike knows, but he's not allowed to talk about it because it's time travel and it happens in the future.
And that's the same for La'an as well, because she time traveled as well.
And La'an time traveled, but I think she's talking about, I can't remember why La'an knows about Romulans.
Would that be because of her episode where she fell in love with Kirk? Were there Romulans in that one?
No, because they went back in time because of to kill baby Khan. Kill Khan as a baby. I can't remember why La'an knows about Romulans.
So the whole, okay, so because they know about Romulans, she is wanting to prepare the ship for a war. And Pike is essentially okay with that because he also knows a war is coming.
No, I think I think Vulcan Pike is completely disconnected from what La'an is doing. And it's hand waved away. So I think what La'an is tapping into, is that she is more aggressive because of her augment DNA. But then they just mention Romulans, and we're getting a message in the live chat that the time agent in the time travel episode was a Romulan, and they have a conversation, and that makes sense. So I think for some reason they shout Romulan at each other, and then that ends the argument because they both know about Romulans, but they both shouldn't know about Romulans because the Romulans are in hiding.
So in the real timeline as it stands normally,
yes,
Romulans, not a thing yet.
Not a thing. They're not on the map.
They're out there.
They're out there.
In the world of Star Trek, when do they introduce Romulans in like human history, us watching the TV show? When did they first show up?
In 1966.
So TOS.
TOS, yes. Correct.
So when in TOS?
It's I think it's the 10th episode of the second season, something like that. It's in season 2.
Okay.
Or late season 1, something like that.
Okay, so
but they're introduced early. But at this point in time, there has been a Romulan war, but they haven't. They didn't. I think they didn't actually see each other. There was just lots of skirmishes and lots of battles, and then they had a treaty. But they never saw each other. Like they've never seen what a Romulan looks like. And the Romulans are completely off the map at this point.
Okay. So in the show, which is a prequel to TOS.
Yes.
Romulans not known yet.
I think they would know the name Romulan, but they wouldn't know anything about them at all.
Okay. So, okay. I think I'm kind of following a little bit, but is the idea still that La'an, due to the Romulan that she encountered in her time travel and the Romulan war that Pike has seen in his time travel, so she is prepping the ship for that war.
Yeah.
Not only that, she's wanting to kick it off early, and in her mind has deduced that she's going to have the Romulans pitted against the Gorn. Did I get that right? Something
along that sounds right. I think the idea is that La'an knows that a war is coming because Romulans are out there. So that knowledge mixed with her aggressive augment DNA to dominate everything is like the Romulans are the biggest threat. I need to start plotting for this right now. What I'm struggling to get past is why Pike and La'an both say Romulan to each other and then say, let's agree never to talk about this again, and then go separate ways. Like that doesn't seem to fix any of Pike's concerns that she's not acting like a proper Vulcan. That just seems so weird to me that, okay, cool, you both know what Romulans are, because the Vulcans know about Romulans, obviously, but they keep that kind of super suppressed.
So I thought the show might be saying that she is like Romulan.
Well, that's what I thought, is that they were actually, the serum was tapping into the ancient Vulcan DNA where Vulcans and Romulans were still one thing. And that's what they tapped into. But what it actually tapped into was her augment DNA.
And so her con DNA, her augment DNA, had an adverse reaction and made her more aggressive.
Exactly. And a more aggressive Vulcan equals Romulan, if you're going to be racist about it.
Or cyborg.
Cyborg. No, cyborg is like embracing his human side of being Vulcan.
Oh, you weren't kidding earlier.
No, he is half Vulcan as well. Yeah.
He's half as well, right? Because it's his brother. Okay, gotcha.
Yeah, exactly. I think I could be wrong. Don't come at me, people. I'm sorry if I'm wrong. I could be wrong.
I wrote down the Klingons and the Orions and the Tholians.
Orions,
Orions.
Mm-hmm.
The Klingons and the Orions. The Orions and the Tholians are behind the plot, and the Tholians and the real pepper masters, the Gorn homogeny.
Hegemony.
Hegemony. Homogeny. What is that word?
Hegemony is just a collection.
No, what is homogeny?
Homogeny is
where did I pull that from?
No, homogeny is a word. It's like being one thing. Like homogeneous is like unified.
Right. So in my head, it was like one big Gorn, so it works. So
exactly. Okay, hegemony is literally the opposite. It's lots of little things.
Oh, okay. Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Okay. I think I'm caught up now.
I'm not. I've confused myself into this.
Really?
No, not really. I get really stuck on that screaming Romulan at each other, and that ends the argument. I understand why they both know Romulans, but I don't know why shouting that at each other. It almost like they looked at the screen and was just like, we know what Romulans are, and that means something to a Vulcan. And then part ways.
Okay, well, they said does it deal with perhaps Romulans and then time travel, and then we're not permitted to speak of it, and then they leave. So it's not like they just say Romulans and they walk away. You know, they do say we're not supposed to talk about it. So I think that's
maybe
how
there's some conflict between like their human memory is like, we've been sworn to silence and it is our duty to not talk about this. But again, it doesn't like solve why Pike is suspicious of her being not a typical Vulcan. It's very interesting.
Yeah, I get what you're saying. That's skimmed over really quickly for the reveal later on that it's not that she's Romulan, but that would have been cool. Right? Like that would have been
that would have been really, really cool. But no,
some kind of a weird thing. No. I guess if it was Spock's DNA inside the serum, that doesn't really make much sense anyway.
I mean, it would be like, I'd love to know how that happened, but I actually don't have a problem with it interacting weirdly with the augment DNA part of things. Like that actually makes sense.
Yeah, that's totally fine. So Kirk, because he's on the ship and he's not on the Farragut for reasons, and he and Scotty are following La'an around because she's acting sketch, but also Scotty needs to have his pad back, which leads to the revelation that she's trying to outfit the ship with weapons and kind of like take over and dominate. Yeah. How did you feel about how Scotty solved that problem?
What, by zapping her?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's fine.
Does that seem like a TOS thing?
Yeah, it seems like a Scotty thing to do.
It felt like that to me, but I haven't watched a lot of TOS, so it kind of felt like a silly like little moment where Scotty outsmarts somebody without telling anyone. Is that like a common thing that they do? I don't know.
Scotty, I don't know if explicitly that happens, but Scotty never has a problem in TOS with being the smartest man in the room and having kind of sticking to a plan and being very committed to it. Like, one of my favorite like running things in TOS is that Scotty is left in charge of the Enterprise. And there's more than one time where he is like on the bridge and he doesn't hesitate. Like when we see Geordi take control of the Enterprise, he hesitated a lot. He was obviously a lot younger, but Scotty never felt out of place on the bridge to me. So I like that that's echoed in this Scotty, who is like, I don't need to tell you what my plan is. Like, I've got a plan. I'm just going to do it because that's the most efficient thing to do as well. And it is my favorite bit of the episode. The interaction with Martin Quinn and Paul Wesley, this young Kirk and Scotty, it feels the most genuine and wholesome and the most like, I can see how this evolves into the TOS relationship that we see. And the foundations of trust and experience are being built there, and it feels really organic to me. Like that's how I think that's a good way to tie in Kirk for me, is not make it really about Kirk, make it about his relationships with the crew that we know he has a history with. And those are the gaps that we're missing in TOS as well. Like we don't know exactly when he met Spock, when he met Scotty. So yeah, I really love it.
That's nice.
Yeah, it worked for me really well.
I enjoyed them together. I think that it's a stretch for me that Kirk is there at all, but
always, every single time he turns up. But I'm like, you're just gonna do it. Just fucking get him to marry Pike, and then as a reason that they're bunking together and they're on the ship, like get rid of Patel, delete the wife, and put Kirk in place.
Yeah, that makes sense.
There was one line I wanted to point out that Laan said, "Your ship has weapons, but they're not deadly enough." Are you fucking kidding me? The weapons aren't deadly. They torpedoes and phasers. Fine, okay. I guess it was just for comedy that they need to be even more deadly.
No, I completely understood what she was saying, and it makes sense that it's coming from this character. Like,
needs more.
What do you mean needs more?
Yeah, needs more weapons is what she was saying. Yeah, we need lots more.
I liked that she's thinking about all of the enemies and all the possibilities and all the probabilities, and rather than what I didn't like about it is that I don't know how she had the authority to do any of that. And there's an element of like ownership that she was taking of her position without checking with Pike that I don't know makes sense from a logical perspective, but the idea is that she was not quite normal or whatever.
Well, and Una knows it's happening. She's just like, yeah, I think that one's going to become a problem.
Yes, but then they don't follow her.
Fucking follow her.
They're just like, okay, and then she gets a little wrist slap at the end from Una.
Yeah,
right. Is that her name?
Yeah, Una. Yeah. Una Chin Riley.
Yeah, who's like, yeah, don't do that again. Just a little quit.
Yeah, just quit it. It's fine. So,
should we get to how the problem is solved?
Well, before, I mean, let's do it. Let's introduce Doug. Come on, this is.
I'm so curious what you think of Doug.
Well, this is Patton Oswalt's introduction to Star Trek, which is beautiful. Patton Oswalt is a huge super nerd. I cannot imagine how incredible it must have been for him to become a canon character in Star Trek. And
why?
Because he's a super nerd. Like, he's absolutely famous for being the nerdiest of all nerds.
Oh.
So Patton Oswalt is a big deal in the community. So to see him turn up in an episode is very cool. And I think him being a Vulcan is absolutely perfect. Him being a Vulcan that aspires to be human. Can you believe that we haven't seen that in 60 years of Star Trek? I don't remember seeing that ever. And I think he did it really well. And I bought it. Like, there was, instead of dismissing humans, I love the fact that he was like, I love like how excited they get and how they do things for entertainment and the joy and the music and the things that they do. Like, it's always Vulcans dismissing humans. So I love that Doug exists. I love that Doug has a cousin called Pete and a sister called Susan. It's so good. How did Doug hit you?
I didn't mind it at all. I mean, I recognized his face, but because I don't really retain a lot of like where I see people very well.
Yeah.
I was like, oh yeah, that guy looks familiar. That's fun. I didn't understand the sexual aura thing going on. Like, I wonder if they've done some mind melding situation and they haven't been able to like unhook from me. Like they really went a little bit too far with the Kama Sutra Vulcan style or something. And I didn't quite, that also was kind of one of those comedy attempts that I think missed the mark for me a little, in that, why did she feel the need to fake a relationship with Spock? Like, that didn't need to really happen because it resolves itself so quickly. But Doug, the character himself, like how he is interacting with her and their attraction, I think it's meant to play as a laugh because he's a short, squat character and she's a tall, lithe powerhouse, and they just they look quote unquote comedic by some comedy standards, and there's some lowbrow humor there. It's just kind of like itching. I recently watched like an Austin Powers movie again.
Yeah, I see it
for reasons.
Yeah.
And was looking at a couple, there's these certain types of humor where it's like, oh, it's funny because we're going to put a tall woman with a short man. And it's just like, that doesn't have to be funny. What should be funny is what they say to each other, how they interact. It shouldn't be like, hey, they look interesting together. So I wasn't quite connecting with it, but I went with it because I'm watching Star Trek and I'm having a good time. And I love the idea of a character that's curious about human nature because it brought a lot of diversity to the drier Vulcan that we're seeing on screen so much. And as you just said, I guess this is like the first time it's happened. So that's exciting.
Of course, I've been corrected in the live chat. There are some Vulcans.
You've also been corrected about Cybok, by the way.
I'm not going to include that because I knew I was wrong as soon as I said it. So I'm going to cut that out.
You're going to cut it out?
That's why I haven't addressed
you're not going to just admit to it?
I know I admit to plenty. I know he's full Vulcan. I corrected myself so quickly.
We know what happened, chat. We know what really happened.
You know what happened. It's fine. Apparently, there are a group of Vulcans that long to be human, and I completely forgot them. I guess they're in Enterprise. I can't remember. But I haven't seen it so singularly focused on, especially in this comedic way where it seems like really wholesome and genuine.
Yeah, it really did. There was a lot of heart to it. That it was also nice because there's a confidence, like this is a full Vulcan, and he says so a couple times in little comedy bits that I really enjoyed. But yeah, I had a fun time with Doug. A lot of fun.
I am completely with you on the Una thing. My note here is that I love how Una got to flex a bit and we saw more personality and character with her because she's massively underutilized, in my opinion, and I think everyone's opinion. Loved that. I hate every word she said and everything she did, though. So while I'm like, yay, more Una, I'm also like, boo, fuck this.
Yeah, because it's really strange, isn't it?
I got hit by exactly the same thing. You don't need to make this funny. And it did feel like they didn't address it. Nobody was like, wow, I can't believe she's with him. But it did feel like that. It felt like they were making a joke out of the tall, beautiful woman being with the shorter, plump Vulcan. But also just the sexual attraction joke thing, the sexual chemistry didn't work for me. Like it's almost meant to be shocking that we see him and it's like, oh, you have sexual chemistry with him. Again, we don't need to make that joke. Completely agree. But and then the lie with Spock, why she had to lie, like, I'm going to jump on this man unless I'm married, and I fake a marriage. And obviously they're building a lot of humor into that with with Spock correcting her and the ridiculous things she says about the entire choir and then getting the children's names right and the kind of blundering through, let's have a fake husband-wife relationship. None of that humor worked for me. Like, it's all stuff it felt like an Adam Sandler movie gone wrong. So that bit, I could have just cut it all, find another way for them to interact with Doug. It just felt runtime bloaty for me.
Started off with Una being completely forward with Spock instead of elusive. Instead of saying, just go with me here, I'm going to be acting weird. Say, I have an attraction to him. I say the stupidest stuff. I don't know why. I'm tripping over myself. Then it's like, oh, she's got like, he makes her nervous. He makes her feel like deep feelings. And I really enjoyed their actual chemistry. Like, Doug says, I think about you all the time and I want to catch up. There's nothing like, I loved that vibe. I thought that was really neat. So her resisting it, I can believe it as a first officer and that it's complicated and things like that, but just say it. We don't need to make it into a mystery where there's all this other stuff going on. It kind of got lost on me a little bit.
Yeah, it did feel like she was hungover from a love potion or, like you said, a mind meld that's gone wrong. I was like, are they going to expose him as some kind of, you tricked her and you've like hypnotized
really
her?
Like,
it didn't feel like a normal relationship. It didn't feel like two people that are just drawn to each other.
If we were in the writer's room and everyone's like, oh, and then they did this thing and so this is how they'd be interacting. It's like they really fleshed out the history of these two. And so their interaction makes sense, I think, with a little more detail that we don't get to see on screen. So it's just a little bit confusing. But at the end of the day, I really enjoyed Doug. And I really enjoy like Una and I enjoy Spock. And I enjoy that it didn't keep going into this weird thing, that they kind of resolved it. So I was totally in for it. But my favorite part is the end with Spock.
Oh, let's do it. Let's finish up.
Can we talk about that? Because that's my favorite.
So the surprise post-credit scene is Spock and Doug interacting and Spock teaching Doug some more human idiosyncrasies that he has learned by idioms, whatever. Idiosyms. Teaching him how humans are idiots and just showing him some funny quirks as they go backwards and forwards. And contractions.
Presents, cakes, candles, pulling a finger, flatulence, which led to a really great gasp, like, because it was horrible. I loved that. And then, the contraction of or putting two words together, it is and that's and
isn't.
And then he just walks away at the end, was really funny. Our words per minute that we can read. And then he says, are humans damaged?
I did like that.
The high five, the down low, too slow.
It was better when Terminator did it.
It was 8 hours of sleep. Humans eating meat and cheese. How much cheese? A great deal of cheese. And then the humans view these for express purpose of being scared. Horror movies. Are the movies horrible? Yes. No. Sometimes. And then the big thing of the it is, and like the confusion of what they're doing.
And he's just like, that's one too far. I've got to leave. It's too much. Overall, it worked for me. The one bit that was distracting was the high five, because it's literally a joke that's in Terminator 2. Young John Connor does the high five with the Terminator, and he's like, high five, up high, down low, too slow. And the Terminator looks like he's going to kill John for like whipping the high five away from him. And it's like, oh shit, is this how John dies? Because he messed with the Terminator. So I got a little bit distracted by that. But otherwise, the interaction, I could have had a whole episode of just of Doug learning how to be a human from a half-human Vulcan. Like, there is a magic there that we missed out on, that they crammed into a post-credit scene that 50% works for me. 50% of it doesn't work.
I really, really enjoyed it. It's a payoff because in exchange for Doug helping Spock to be able to connect to the Vulcans and pull them out in this Katra state or whatever, which Spock can't do on his own. So Doug needs to teach him. And yes, it's a massive convenience that Doug is nearby. Spock says to him that he will talk about humanity with him. And you get the impression that, like, for some reason, Doug hasn't had a chance to interview a lot of other humans in his life for some reason.
For reasons that are unknowable.
But maybe it's their connection as both Vulcan that makes it so sweet, that it's not just that Doug hasn't had a chance to talk to other humans. It's that he hasn't had this perspective before, and that makes it sweet. And what I loved about the post-credit scene was, to me, it was like watching Spock be able to really go into his human side, which is kind of mentioned in the episode as well, about his humanity.
Yeah.
And I think that's a really important part. Like, Christine and others learn more about Spock because they now have had a Vulcan experience. Spock has had to lean into his humanity and have that validated, and gets to talk about it with a Vulcan who's not judging him. And it's a really, really cool moment. And I think the episode
exactly what he wants.
Yes. And the smile at the end, the way that Ethan Peck smiles at the end, it's almost like there's this buildup. So you have, like, after the conversation, Doug is walking away because he finally says the word "it's," and he goes, I have achieved it.
Yeah.
And Spock goes, I've. And that was kind of like Doug's max. Like, he couldn't do it anymore.
I can't do this.
And so he sort of like turns and walks away.
It's too many contractions.
Yeah. And you see, like, Spock is facing camera, and you see Doug kind of walking away, and it lingers. And I'm wondering why it's lingering, because Spock is just staring. And I wonder, after I watched it, I thought about this a lot. I feel like what was happening is he was slowly letting his human side take over in that moment. Enjoy that he got to have a conversation with a colleague or someone he respects, or someone that's like a Vulcan like him, but like appreciated his human side, maybe for the first time in his life, to be able to like have that kind of a conversation with the Vulcan.
Yeah.
And then he just like lets himself feel the human joy. He lets himself feel the validation and the fun of that conversation, that fun of that back and forth, the fun of the stupid human stuff that he's had to witness all this time. And he smiles, and it didn't feel forced to me.
No.
I don't know. There's something about making Spock smile that seems really dangerous. I don't know. How do you like it?
No,
it's like kind of like you're not supposed to do that. But I guess if you're going to do it, I don't know. I thought it was really respectful.
Yeah, no, I'm completely fine with Spock smiling. So there's an episode we watched of the original series. Oh no, it was Amok Time, and it is the Spock.
Does he smile?
It's the Spock and Kirk fight. Kirk fakes his death, and then when he comes, they don't tell Spock.
Yeah.
They come back to the ship, and in sickbay, Kirk's just like, "Hey, don't take my job yet." Spock whips around and says, "Jim, you're alive!" And his grin.
Yeah,
they are capable of smiling, and it is so
that.
powerful when Spock smiles. And there is a lot of smiling that Spock does in The Cage as well, which is the Pike Strange New Worlds pilot that was in 66. He's a bit more emotional in that as well, because they hadn't fully refined what Vulcans were going to be. Now we've retconned it into it's just part of his evolution. But I'm fine with him smiling, especially when in season 2 we didn't super like it at the time. He was experimenting with smiling, and when the Lower Decks crossover happened, he's smiling a lot, and Boimler's like, "Why is he smiling?" Like,
oh yeah,
what happened to
you
Spock?
talking about
Why
that.
is he smiling so much? And it was fun to have Boimler acknowledge, "This is weird. What's happening?" So, but I think you're right. This time he is choosing to smile because in an episode full of Vulcans judging him, there is a genuine Vulcan that actually values his experience with humans, and he just kind of like gets to let that play. And it's crucial that it isn't to anybody. And the fact that it's to the camera is because
it's
the
private.
Room is empty. It's private. Yeah. We're in on this moment with Spock. So
it makes me get emotional.
Yeah, you can superficially poop on that, but it's actually, I think, a really clever and deliberate moment.
Like, imagine there's just so much shitting on Spock in this season, and there's so much sadness and just like things that he has to deal with, like personally. And I don't know, I'm actually getting emotional.
Yeah,
just thinking about him being happy makes me happy.
He deserves it. I mean, everyone deserves it. And he's had so much thrown at him this season that is brutal and is really unfair. And he has to keep sitting through it. And it's like, when does it let up? Like, when does it let up for Spock? Because he's on a ship of humans forever. And in all of Star Trek, Spock's arc is the most beautiful, I think, of all of them.
Well, it also is such a great way to like intentionally give something a heart to this episode that it kind of almost felt like it was stripping away because they changed the characters so much.
And because of all of the comedy and the big lerper dick jokes.
Yeah. So it felt like a really interesting kind of like moment. And also to your point, to give it to this Oswald person, you know, that like to give that gift to this actual actor who gets to like be in front of Spock of all characters and get to kind of have this it's moment, which I've, you know, to honor the character, to honor the smile. It felt really, really powerful to me, which is why this is my favorite episode so far.
I'm not going to take it away from you. Like I said, Ethan Peck saved the episode for me from being a pretty much a garbage fire, and I want the entire episode to be more about how this interaction breaks him and builds him back up, and the introduction of Doug to bring him back up is chef's kiss. And the other thing I've just realized is that we've just like kind of critiqued how the main cast were acting as Vulcans, but Patton Oswalt comes in and he's the best Vulcan. Like, I think, put aside the fact that he wants to be a human, he was the most convincing Vulcan to me. Like, he felt like an average run-of-the-mill Vulcan, like didn't have to be a dick, isn't super arrogant, has that superiority about him, has the intelligence, has the confusion about why humans are broken. But I felt him be a Vulcan. I didn't feel anybody else be a Vulcan.
I thought the judge guy was absolutely very Vulcan.
Yes, excluding him.
But I oddly did not feel that Doug was very Vulcan, but I understood that his character is someone who has attempted to really learn about humans, and so has a lot of like a lot more of an ability to converse as a human. But I really enjoyed it. The moment when he's like, and I assure you I am Vulcan, was almost intentionally saying, I know that I'm not quite like your usual Vulcan, but I really am a Vulcan.
I am full Vulcan as well. I cannot lie. Did you know that Vulcans can't lie?
No, I didn't know that they can't lie.
Yeah, they cannot.
Why can't they lie?
They can't lie
because it's not logical.
It's just a thing they can't do. It's a running thing.
That can't be true.
Vulcans are incapable of lying. They can bend.
That's absolutely not true.
Let's go off. I'm not bullshitting you. It is repeated And they make a big deal of it out of TOS, and Spock will just be like, well, I let my human side out for a minute. But they canonically are incapable of lying.
That's so stupid.
They can exaggerate and bend the truth, but they cannot outright lie. Apparently lies are illogical.
Because lying is illogical. Because there has to be a way to talk about it like...
Yes.
Okay. I mean, I guess that makes sense. Mm-hmm. So, okay.
It's a hard one to cognitively get around. It's not like I don't think it's a biological thing.
No.
It's like an affront to logic, like making up a false reality. There has got to be another way to do it.
Yeah. So chat's saying things like, I left out details. I stretched the truth.
Things. Yeah.
And I completely I get that. So how I'm comparing this in my mind is like, as a mom, I don't like lying to my daughter. So I stretch the truth. So when she was talking about Santa Claus and she would ask questions about Santa, I would say things like, well, that's what some people believe. Mm-hmm. I wouldn't tell her.
You find ways around it.
What the truth is. Mm-hmm. I would find out ways, or I would say, Santa is based on lore that goes back for a long time. So this is something that a lot of people have been talking about for a long time. And then she would ask more questions about it because she started to pick up on the pieces that I was never saying something entirely specific. And then one day she flat out asked me, and I decided she was old enough to hear me say what I think the truth is. And she figured it out on her own. She said, this, and this doesn't make sense to me. This, and this does. And I was like, yep. And she's like, oh, and she got to it herself, but I never lied to her. So I am very Vulcan.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's all about your definition of what a lie is. Like, you can get really nitpicky with it, but the line that Spock often says in TOS is Vulcans are incapable of lying.
Interesting.
So it is a capability that they do not have.
So it's so against who they are that it would be like breathing like water or something.
It would be like, it would put them into like an emotional breakdown or something like that. That's what I got. It's not just a choice. It is a biological compulsion that they can't do it.
I got you.
And I do love that Sarufi and Steve L both brought up. So I guess Tuvok was just exaggerating when he went undercover with the Maquis. Wasn't lying. He was just exaggerating about how committed to this cause of terrorists that I am.
Maybe he was saying he was committed, but he wasn't saying he was committed to
something
ruse.
Else. Yeah, he never actually said what he was committed to exactly.
It'd be interesting to watch those, knowing that. Yeah. History Lover says we're not going to mention all the times Vulcans lie.
No, we would be here for a very, very long time.
Honestly, that makes me think about everything that the Vulcans say very differently. So I'm glad to know that fact.
Yeah, it's a really interesting fact. What are they lying about the fact that they can't lie? That would be amazing. What a great double bluff. And one thing I just wanted to slip in is that I don't know if we can ever watch Star Trek II, The Wrath of Khan, the movie.
Why?
Based on how understandably emotional you got about Spock in this episode. I don't think we can ever watch it together. I think it will break you.
Why do they have to fuck with Spock?
They fuck with Spock big in The Wrath of Khan. Yeah.
I think is the idea that you can experiment with like emotional torture because the character doesn't have emotion.
It's a character study that's part human, that there's still a human element to it. It's not like studying a Klingon is fascinating from like an extrinsic point of view where it's like, oh, it's a different culture. But there's an element of like Spock, there's an element of analyzing Spock where he isn't Vulcan at all. He's experiencing the same struggle that all humans have about like internal inconsistencies and illogicalness. And he's just amped up to 1,000,000% because Vulcans in a lot of ways are the opposite to humans. So watching Spock is really just exploring like what a human is, to be honest. That's why it ends up being so powerful. Same with Data as well. It's why exploring him is so powerful.
Well, let's never watch it.
Just to say, the Wrath of Khan breaks me, and I don't cry at movies. So that's strange. All you need to know.
Like, I don't understand why I'm putting this character in this space. I don't do that. So fuck you, Star Trek.
Fuck you, Star Trek.
I'm not supposed to feel emotions. Yeah. I'm a Vulcan.
The irony that Spock makes you feel the most.
It's so stupid.
I love it. Well, let's quickly wrap this up because there's very fucking little to wrap up because they're not interested in actually explaining how they wrap it up. Doug agrees to do some guided meditation and teach Spock how to bring everybody back. Everyone is brought back, realize they were horrible. somebody says Vulcans can be, or no, Spock's like Vulcans can be jerks. Have you met humans? It's not just Vulcans. Everybody has the capacity to being jerks. And there was one thought I wanted to get out really quick is the Patton Oswalt Vulcan. This is what I expect from Vulcans because there should be a spectrum. Like humans, there are incredibly nice humans. There are manipulative humans. There are evil humans. I expect every race to have that spectrum as well. And Patton is a convincing Vulcan for me because his character is somewhere on the Vulcan spectrum and not just a dick like our cast seems to be. However, the one guided meditation we do get is with La'an. How did you like the fight, attack, protect, dance, get me out of my brain, kiss me, Spock? Conclusion.
And I just want to be La'an, like who doesn't want to be La'an in that moment?
Yeah, me too. I want to be both.
First of all, we got to see dolphins, right? Can we talk about that?
Yeah, let's do that. It's the most interesting thing.
It's not.
No, it is the most interesting thing. It's the most interesting thing that was whipped away from me because it was a fucking dream. When I saw the dolphins and I realized that they were in the same engine room thing, I don't know if it was engineering, whatever, wherever Scotty shocked her, and the dolphins were flying around. I was like, they did it. They've done live action cetacean ops. Finally, we have cetacean ops, and it's a fucking dream. But it's not. It's based on
real. But it's based.
Is it?
Yes, because he said he found her where she was. Let me see if I can find that part.
I feel like it was a tease. I feel like it was a tease that it wasn't actually cetacean ops. It was just a dreamscape that she was in that pulled together some different ideas.
We are in a Katra space of mind where you see your true self. And so where she sees her true self is in cetacean ops.
I mean, but don't say it. I'm just like, we're going to be in the room.
It's real. They showed it to us because that's a space that exists on the ship because everything else happens on the ship. They dance through different parts of the ship together.
But why not in the scene where La'an is plotting and Kirk and Scotty apprehend her, why not have the whales and dolphins there? Because it's the same room. Because the control panel is there. It's the same exact room. But the dolphins aren't present.
No, I thought it was a different room.
90% sure it's the same room.
Okay, all right.
I'm almost positive.
Well, either way, it looked really cool because they were sort of like surrounded. There's an aquarium in Springfield, Missouri. It's the Bass Pro's Wonders of Wildlife Museum, and it's an incredible aquarium. It is. It wins best aquarium in America yearly, and it's a fantastic. If you're ever in the area, definitely worth going. And they have a room that you can walk into, and you're surrounded by this circular, sort of like a cylindric, beautiful a fish tank, and that's kind of what it reminded me of. But it would have to be very huge. But of course, starships are huge, so I think it's
absolutely
real. I think it's a real thing. I just want to say that before we go on.
I hope so. I hope it is. But I'm glad I got to see it. Whatever it is, I'm glad they visually represented cetacean ops in some form.
So the fight in the Katra, so she was resisting because this thing affected her. It increased her aggression and her paranoia because she's part augment, and then she attacks him because of this unique kind of situation. And she's like, I don't need your help, and starts to fight him. And I was like, fuck yeah, let's go. I want to see Spock fight anybody because he's gonna win. And he's going to look really great doing it because he's doing really cool moves. Like last episode, we got to see him doing some really interesting, like kata, like martial arts sort of movements.
Oh, the calisthenics.
Yeah. And I loved that so much.
Yeah, it was great. Really, really good. Love that.
I would watch that. I just have it on the background. Some people put like fish tanks on the background. I would just watch Spock Ethan Peck and as Spock. Yeah, just doing like these. Well, actually, anybody. There's really cool videos on YouTube of competitions where people will go through entire sets of these.
Yes.
It's fascinating stuff.
No, I love it. Yeah.
It harkens back to my martial arts days when in order to level up in a belt, you had to learn an entire set.
Yes.
Oh, it's incredible. I miss it so much.
So zen.
So watching them fight and it being like these martial arts move, I was like immediately like, yeah, let's fucking go. But then it evolves into this sort of what's the word?
Ballroom dance?
I mean, yes. But it's like the struggle between wanting to fight and dance. I thought visually it made sense.
But you were going to go with another F word there.
I mean, his socks are at her place. That's definitely happening.
Oh, yeah.
But I loved it. I thought visually it made sense. It tells the story just by movement, which I think is really, really beautiful to do. It didn't come out of left field. We've seen them practicing dance many, many times. And they're really, really good at it. I mean, yeah, the camera is swirling around and it's, cinematic and things like that. But these are still two people that are dancing together and making it look fucking badass. So to have it be something you get to see in canon, and I don't know, I want to be lifted above somebody's head and spun around and dipped and stuff. That would be fucking awesome.
Completely agree. I loved it. I thought the choreography was beautiful. I was amazed. I know Christina Chong comes from a background of singing and dancing.
Right, exactly.
So she's doing a lot of heavy lifting here, but you fucking use it. Like, it's great. And the costuming was gorgeous. Her dress was just perfect for this dance.
It was
I feel
so
like
good.
I'm judging an actual dancing competition now.
It was really, really good.
And it told a story and it was great. Mm-hmm. And I completely bought it that brought her out of it as well, and it brought her back. I absolutely loved it.
I can understand why, if they had to pick one to show us, that was it. But we have seen them splice together moments in the way that they edit these episodes that I think they still could have given us little blips of him meeting everyone else. And if it was a true comedy, he would have danced with them all.
Yeah,
I'm just kidding. That's a joke.
Oh my God,
that's a joke. That is a joke. I was kidding.
No, screw that. Him and Pike dancing. But like, what if he did La'an first, and then his brain like kind of leaks into everyone else's, and by the time he gets to Pike, he's like, "Oh fuck, I've got to dance with Pike." I would have been amazing. God. Why not? It's not the dumbest thing this episode showed us. Anyway,
it was good, but like truly. And then she says, "Change me back," and they go forehead to forehead, and I don't know, it was just really, really nice.
I think they should have been ignore Chapel. I think they should have been cultivating this relationship from the start. To be completely honest, I'm way more invested in it.
I would have, if I was going to go through this episode and like cut scenes completely to give other things, I would cut Christine giving soup to the guys, although hey, you're both early, and Spock says he was on time, I was early. Like, I love those moments. They sing for me, so I guess I wouldn't technically want to lose that line, but I would cut some of those kinds of scenes afterwards to kind of help us understand the humanity. But I don't want to say too much more because I've already said it all.
Make it 2.5 Vulcans. Cut Uhura, cut Batel, make it Una and Christine, and I think you've got enough, honestly. I really do.
So you would keep Pike?
No, lose Pike and Uhura.
I would say if we could cut down the Vulcan stuff, we could lose Christine, because she didn't really have anything that she did as a Vulcan that like propelled the story. She could have still.
Yeah, no, that's fair. Maybe lose Uhura and Christine then.
Yeah, I think Christine could have gone, and yeah, I think it'd have to be Uhura, because I think the Pike Batel stuff was funny to me, and it also propelled that story forward.
What's interesting to me is that this is usually, I would say, the era of streaming shows allowing content to be the length it needs to be is generally a good thing. This is one of the occasions where I think if they were beholden to being 45 minutes, so that because for terrestrial TV, you had to be 45 minutes, so strict. And that means you've got to cut shit out as well. I think if you find 10 minutes to cut from here and you are brutal and honest with yourself, you do make a much better episode. This is one that did not need to be 56 minutes long.
No.
And I think it suffers because it was allowed to be as long as it needed to be.
I would watch it again. It continues to be my favorite. If we're going to go Pippin it, I know chat had a lot of variety of Pippins and they were all pretty low. But it's a solid 3 out of 4 for me. I might even go 3.5. But I'm gonna say 3 out of 4 for me. It's my favorite so far, but I am still pretty annoyed at how they skipped over the humanity part. I think if they hadn't done that, I would have a lot more respect for this particular episode.
Yeah, my pips are going to be 2, and both of those pips are awarded to Spock and Martin Quinn and Scotty and Ethan Peck. They both get 1 each because of how great they were, and kind of pattern tied into that as well. Over the episode doesn't work for me, but the Kirk and Scotty relationship works, and Spock's story in this episode and his arc is the episode that I actually want. So yeah,
I have to say
2 pips.
I have to say though that it was interesting. And we don't mean to, for the podcast only folks, we don't mean to reference the live show as if you're missing out on something, but it was really interesting this episode to see more of a negative reaction. So I'm curious, like, I'll kind of like to go read other people's reviews too, because I'm reflecting on today's episode, realizing that I inadvertently filled in a lot of the blanks about Vulcans and their, like, why they were acting the way that they're acting. So, yeah, I'm really curious, like, for new people that are watching Strange New Worlds that don't have a lot of experience with Vulcans, this would be showing what the telltale Vulcan is. And I can see why it would be pretty offensive for a lot of, like, long-term Star Trek fans.
Very eye-rolling, very eye-rolling, and I think the show is capable of doing much better with this concept. All right, Ambassador, let's cover some emails. We've got some fun ones this week.
Oh my gosh, let's do it.
Not to say that we don't have fun ones in previous weeks. Shit, 2 to beam out. Okay, hailing frequencies open, everyone. It's time for us to read your messages from Discord, Twitch, YouTube, and, well, email. I'm actually going to change my order completely because this is one from the live chat. Wandering Winder makes an excellent point. I just want to say these people are changed so much, they're basically different people. So technically, this is a mass Tuvix situation. This is fascinating. Are they killing the Vulcans to get the humans back? These people are now dying. They don't even wrestle with that. They do. So Tuvix, the point there is that Tuvok and Neelix merge together, create a new person as part of a transporter accident. We'll get to that. Basically, everybody wants their Neelix back. Everybody wants their Tuvok back. Tuvix wants to stay. And they have to make the choice. We're going to have to kill a person to get Neelix and Tuvok back. Are we technically killing these Vulcans to get our humans back? They don't even address it. They do not address it. So interesting.
No. This is different because they have a choice. It happens inside that kata place or whatever.
Okay, so they get brainwashed into making the right choice. No, I guess they do kind of address it because it's like if they still decide to stay Vulcan while their human side is intermingled, then they're allowed to stay Vulcan. So I think they were given the choice.
Yeah.
But it is an interesting thought that, yeah, it kind of just, it was a really, really angle. I kind of like that angle.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Yeah, go for it, Ambassador, if you have any.
Let's see. Let's see. The Vulcan. This is from Sci-Fi Brony, who said the Vulcan predilection towards logic is a societal one, not genetic. Suppression of emotion towards logic has been shown multiple times in the past to take effect or to work. And I think the show is saying that because of the Spock stuff in the
injection hyperspray in your thumb. Crooked thumbs up.
Why can't I think? I've been saying it the whole episode. This is why doing a show in the evening is going to be tricky.
Serum,
yes. Thank you.
Wandering.
Thank you, Wandering. I think that they're just trying to subvert all of that and go to, but they are like inherently jumping forward a lot, but it's a good point.
There's some MacGuffinry there that I will almost forgive.
Also, History Lover said the Vulcan logic. Also, History Lover said the Vulcan logic is not genetic. It's a behavior. It's a trained discipline.
Yeah.
And so does the serum just bypass all of that. I think they have to say that's what they're trying to
do.
It
is my biggest problem with the episode. And it's just, if there's any nuance to it, the episode isn't exploring it at all.
Along that same point, Emmanuel says, none of Spock's crewmates are racist towards him, but as soon as they turn Vulcan, they are. Racism is learned behavior, not genetic.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm thankful to read all of these points during the show. So
yeah, it feels very, very strange to me. We got an email from Andrew. I figured I might send what I hope is something amusing about one of my favorite games from when I was a kid. Just to preface, this isn't about the episode. This is a general email. We were raised on Star Trek from the original series to TNG. Captain Picard was basically a major moral figure in my upbringing. Ditto. My dad got Star Trek Elite Force for my brother and I because when we were even younger, there was a point-and-click live-action TNG game that featured Q and the Borg, and we all really enjoyed playing it together. And last week, I mentioned how much I love Elite Force. It is a first-person shooter, Halo-style game, but set on Voyager. And you are like an Elite Force on Voyager that goes and does the really dangerous missions. Flash forward many years later, watching Voyager was a big family tradition. My dad saw this game, Elite Force, and thought it would be something similar to the show. Or to the previous game they played. Then he saw us playing it. Specifically, he saw a mission where you go aboard an alien vessel with floating creatures that will get in your face and claw you to death. And then he has a fun little dialogue. My dad. Why are you shooting those aliens? Us. Well, one of the away team shot them by accident, and now we're defending ourselves. My dad. But that's not what Star Trek is about. Us. Well, it's okay because they're teleporting to regeneration chambers and not technically dying. We blast another creature with a phaser rifle. My dad watches in helpless disbelief. Us. Pew, pew, pew. My dad sighs and walks away. We were grateful he never saw the part of the game where you board old Star Trek original series vessels. So basically, like, I just think that's hilarious because the game was super duper violent and it's not Star Trek at all. It's all about how many weapons can you have, and they invent some crazy weapons, and how many Borgs can you kill. And it's the antithesis of Star Trek, but it's so fun. So I echo that feeling, Andrew, and I have similar experiences. Thank you for sharing that.
I think that I have been putting everybody up as we went, so
violence is fun. Ian, 2025. Fair. Mm-hmm. I'm famous for my violence.
I think that might be it for me this episode.
I have another email from Pedro. Really like your podcast, unlike other channels and podcasts that are too negative about this season. Oops. And this show, you have an overall positive attitude towards the show. Your love for the franchise is evident. Thank you. We do try and be positive while also being objective as well. I don't want it to be a relentless love fest, but I don't want it to be super Debbie Downer. I hope we try and keep some balance to it.
Yeah, I appreciate that comment because I feel like this season I have been more negative technically towards it than I was in season 1. Season 1 I was gushy about it.
Yeah, and rightfully so. It's a great first season. Mm-hmm. Now, if you remember last week, I made the bold claim that nobody reads the fucking description. Because people don't read the description. So I put a code word in the description and got people to message me however they wanted to. My prediction was that I wanted 12 people to email, and that would prove to me that there was lots of people reading the description, because I could extrapolate out from that. Because not everybody who reads the description is going to email, but maybe a chunk of them would. I had 5 responses with the correct code word. I'm sorry, everybody. You did not email enough. I am right. People don't read the description. That is my very scientific survey.
Wow, you sure do know how to grow audiences on podcasts. Nothing like insulting the people who listen.
You did great. You are the most intelligent among the listeners.
Here's what I'm going to do. If you love the show, please continue to download and tell friends.
That's all we ask. Just keep downloading. You don't need to read the description or email us. But we love it when you do. Congrats. And the code word was, of course, Kapla.
Oh, of course. Thank
you, Flyboy. Point proven. Okay, that is everything for this week. Hey, everybody, if you do like to be insulted, send us an email to Ian at Ian. I'll just reply.
What does that mean?
I'll reply with an insult if you want me to. Put in like parentheses, please insult me.
Is this like part of like a marketing scheme?
Well, last week's one didn't work very well, so I'm trying a new one.
So you're switching to insults.
Negging. Yeah, I think that's what it's called. Yeah. Is that not? Should I run this by you first?
No, it's totally fine.
If you have an email that you'd like to send to us or get in touch about anything at all, send it to Ian at iananddanae.com. Hey, if you want the show 12 hours early and you want your own dedicated advert commercial free podcast streamed straight to your phone, then go to Patreon, search for Ian and Danae. And you can sign up to our Patreon, and that is where you'll get the ad-free and early access to our pod. And also, you get some other perks as well that the ambassador and I have put on there and are growing and developing.
Yes, we have a couple of really fun ideas.
Yeah, some stuff there. And these aren't just like ideas that we haven't formalized yet. These are ideas that are actually very close to becoming a thing. So yeah, go and do that. We do have a lovely Discord as well. Join us on the Discord. The link to that will be in the description.
Good luck.
Did I forget? No, you actually do need to read the description to get to that because we haven't got one of those funny, funky personalized one yet. We will do eventually. But yeah, go to the description for that. Anything else, Ambassador, that I forgot to plug?
Nope. That's it.
Amazing. Well, until next week, I'm Captain Ian. And I had the same problem when I tried LSD in the 60s. And the 90s and last July.
And I'm Ambassador Danae, and you can go away now.
Live long and prosper. Kapla!
Kapla! Yeah, that's definitely part of the plan, Josh. How crazy is it? How complicated is it to make merch?
Super fucking complicated.
But yeah, now that we're kind of like in our own little area of the internet, we have a lot more freedom to do that very thing. What kind of merch would you guys want? Out of curiosity. We obviously have a 3D printer, so we will be experimenting with 3D printing some things that are like our own creations, for example.
Mm-hmm.
Right now we can print adorable, silly things like that.
And switches.
And this is entirely 3D printed. The 3D printer we have can print in multiple colors. So this is all one print. So we can do some pretty cool shit. But we want to derperize it.
Personalized pads.
You want to do live life and do stuff again?
Oh, let's do it.
Let's do it.
T-shirts are a thing, actually. We need to print some T-shirts.
Yeah, just some simple shirts. That'd be kind of cool.
Mm-hmm.
You shouldn't have mentioned the 3D printer VV merch. Why? Is it going to blow up? Christmas decoration derper. You're not wrong, Sir Ruthie. That's actually one of my goals, is to get some stuff ready for Christmas.
Yeah.
Isn't that cute history? Yeah. It's so
T-shirts
cute.
T-shirts would be pretty simple to do as well. We just need to get people's sizes.
I keep my derper prize on 15%.
Oh God, no. What have we done? What have we done?
Running on 15%. 15% in a cell.
I mean, it would be some off-brand Funko Pop. It wouldn't be like a genuine one.
Let's talk about this pad. Can you show them your pad?
I can.
So I want to print these, right? But I'm looking at actually like the cost of getting a printer, like a really nice printer, where we can Did you guys hear that? Did it break?
Would anyone like a slightly damaged pad? It's been damaged in a massive attack by Romulans. Fucking Romulans, just fucking up my shit.
Oh my God. Oh my God. That was how did it get all the way over there?
I don't know.
So my idea is to kapla, more like kaploik.
Success.
To print off on transparent paper so that you can like print or peel it and stick it onto those little empty spots, and then have ones for like the derper prize and other ones. So that's my goal.
Fuck that pad in particular.
Yeah, no doubt.
Won't be needing this anymore.
Shirts, ornaments are cool, even without Kid Zero's teeth in them. Exactly. You would buy the shit out of a Derpa Vibe. Okay.
Let's go.
Let's do that one first.
Yeah, the Derpa prize is my number one priority to print.
We just need to figure out how to actually print it since it's fucking wonky.
The weirdest thing, what I'm learning is when I've looked at other Star Trek models of like the Enterprise, is that invariably they are chopped in half and then you assemble them, because the nacelles, if you print them on their side, one side will be completely flat. So you've kind of got to do it in half and then assemble it.
Oh.
So it's quite a tricky thing to design.
Well, we fucking figure it out.
But I'm going to figure that shit out.
Get your engineering brain on and figure that shit out.
Yeah. I wish I hadn't made them quite so wonky now. What are we talking about? The 3D prints?
That is the charm. That is the charm of them, is that they're wonky as hell.
Yeah, agreed. Yeah. Also made them very bloody difficult to build.
Yeah. We do have, glue, so it should be fine.
No, assembling it isn't the problem. It's getting it to print is the tricky bit.
Funko Pops is a pipe dream. Yeah. We do actually have our own Visage as a Funko Pop-esque thing through
you know what?
Mr. Doodle. Why can I? Oh
Doofy
my
Doodles.
God.
Mr. Collect
Doofus
It.
Doodles. Mr. Collect It.
Yeah.
Doofus Doodles. Good job. Good memory.
Good memory, Ian.
That's
you
great.
know what? I'm going to try and bring something up that could be really clever.
Can I have the live show 12 hours early?
Oh, sorry, Lloydie, what are you doing? Lloydie, you're in England. It's like 2:30 in the morning.
You fucking what, mate?
You fucking what?
How much for the battle damaged pad? Well, yeah, exactly.
Yeah. There's something I'm trying to bring up.
Okay.
I'm hoping.
Thanks for joining us so late, guys.
I may have to do this next time.
Well, what are you trying to do?
The bust.
Oh no, that's not happening.
Oh, why not? People would want that.
No one would want that. Would you guys? Bring it up.
I'm gonna try.
But we're gonna have. I'm hoping to have like an actual site or something for you guys. But we'll be posting it on Patreon if we can figure out the merch stuff quickly. That'll be a big time. Big. May the force live long in Podspur. Katrar. For shame.
You hurt me. You hurt my brain.
My mom had to use wedding cake pillars to support the nacelles for my birthday cake as a kid. That's so cute. Yes, Flyboy. Yeah. The artist that made that is inspired by the Funko Pops.
God.
It's fine. This is fine. Well, we've actually been going live and gaming in the evenings, sometimes on Mondays. Mondays and Fridays are usually like when we're most able to kind of like do late night gaming or streaming stuff. So Rick Berman had a bust of Gene Roddenberry in his office. Wow.
Why the heck not?
The streaming schedule for the future are the only consistent thing that we're going to commit to is obviously this show every Friday. So we'll be doing that. We usually have, I think the goal is 6 p.m. I don't know that we're ever going to be able to get started earlier than 6 p.m.
Yeah, it's TBD. TBD.
I wanted coffee, but Ian said no, and then he made me a delicious tea instead.
It's so late. It's so late for coffee.
You have your BTS sticker, Highlander. I still have OG BTS stickers here at the house. I actually have quite a few stickers. I need to start sending out again or something. I was the one responsible for the giveaway, which means you probably signed up for it years and years ago when I did that. I wanted to send out love for everybody that was listening to that podcast. So how many people in the chat know what these chips are good means? Do you guys know what that means?
I don't know this one.
Ian doesn't know what that means. And I'm wondering if it's like such an old school thing that happened really so long ago, that I guess just lost to time. So I'm thinking when we've got some audio we're working on for our Patreon that's just like Ian and I's personal podcast stuff that we do over for the Tieflingers. And I'm thinking about playing that audio for him. So you'll be able to hear it.
Okay, here we go. Are you guys ready for this? Let's move to this view.
Okay, I'm watching.
This is what's up for grabs.
Oh, Lord. It's not up for grabs. You haven't printed it yet, have you?
Damn it. It's gone huge. So full screen. Why has it done this?
Well, because it hates you. I can't remember if the moving nacelles, but maybe you could print the main hull in 2 bits and then nacelle separately and attach it all afterwards. Yeah,
but even then the nacelles themselves would have to be cut in half and standing upright, or else one side is going to be completely smooth.
No one's ever going to be able to, like, we can't. I think we can do it. I think we can somehow print it. We just have to we have to believe.
Why is this so zoomed in? That's so annoying.
Ian, you can get a bust of Gene Roddenberry and put it next to the Bill Shakespeare.
Yeah, that'll do it. It'll be perfect. Anyway, this is the bust of my head that I could technically print and sell.
You know that reference. Oh my God, Steve, you know the reference. Oh my God.
I will try and get a better picture of it up for next week.
Oh, one. And little Slab still references it. Oh my God.
Oh, that's amazing.
Okay, well, you guys are in for a treat. That's one of my that's one of Aaron and I's most famous podcast moments in history. And it started in our own podcast before we were even part of CinemaSins, and then it bled over into the BTS world. So how much for the forehead? You've done it.
How much do you want?
You can tell that our merch ideas are not fully formulated.
I'm going to say $25. No, shit. It's going to cost more than that in filament.
You said it now.
No, I've said it now.
You should keep your mouth shut. Yeah. Print the whole thing upright, standing on this. Yeah, maybe. Except for the nacelles are like wonky. They're like, let me get.
Okay, I should be able to present this now. I'm just determined to do this because share image, downloads.
I think I have.
There we go. Look at this shit.
Guys, look at that.
Look at it.
Look at what he did.
You could have that. Could be yours.
Oh, I'll help you remember history. It's going to come very soon because I cannot forget this one. Isn't that hideous?
What do you mean? Look at that. That's the other side. I think that's great.
No,
right?
It's a bust. It's a bust.
No, you could hollow it out and make it a mask.
Conan O'Brien, right? Hi, Jomo.
That's where we're at. You could have that bust of me like Taskmaster. I could make it gold.
Nice potato. Does he even pronounce it potato?
I think it did a great job of my hair.
It's not even a bust. It doesn't count as a bust. It doesn't even show like the upper, isn't a bust technically
I think
at the bust?
It should have some chest in it. Yes. Mm-hmm. So this is just my
There
head.
is no neck. It literally is standing on his chin hairs alone.
Yeah, it's covered by my beard. Yeah.
We love Taskmaster version.
Oh,
like
it's
we
so
love
good.
it. Why are you ashamed of your chest, Ian?
My little nips. My little nips.
Oh my God. You do too? Ugh.
So good. So good.
All right. Here's the Derper prize. And I think we have a solution because look at how flat the bottom is.
Oh, right. Yeah, but that doesn't fix the nacelles. Like the nacelles.
They'll be fine.
No, picture the 3D printer.
Yeah, I'm picturing
What is it building the nacelles on? If it's oriented
air.
like that, it's thin air. Exactly.
No. It builds from here and then it just builds over. It can work.
I don't think
what
it'll work.
What it won't do. I hope it does. Is I don't know if you guys can see how ridgy it is.
Oh, we can do ridges. We can do that.
It is ridgy.
That's not hard.
This is it. Okay, ready?
It's going downhill so quick.
Zoom. Yeah. Oh, please, Steve. I can't wait to hear it.
Thing. Do it.
I can't wait.
Do it, my friend.
They do look like they're drooping, right? But they're not. Look at this angle.
Brojam's never seen the Derpa Prize. There you go, my friend.
So now here it is.
Look how tiny the saucer section is. I notice new things about it every time.
Put something in front of it.
It has a tiny, tiny saucer section.
Yeah, comparatively, it's struggle busing.
And just that gash that's in the left nacelle as well.
It has seen some shit.
It's so tired. This
I
ship
need to
is
get
so
like a
tired.
darker background. I'll work on that. And also, let's talk about.
It's so much sadder than in my imagination. In my imagination.
Look, I need this to focus.
Oh, hey, I've got something. Use this.
Oh.
It wasn't. She thought I was going to throw the pad at her. I'm begging you, Danae, use the pad.
Fucking gray on gray.
Use the black side, you knob.
I want you to see the butt. Look at this butt. It's just like he forked it.
Yeah, I tried to do the shuttle door that's at the back of the original Enterprise.
Come on, focus, buddy. Guys, I'm so sorry. Focus. Focus on the butt. Focus on the butt.
It's like you had an Enterprise balloon that slowly lost all its air.
Okay, there you can see it. Can you make my screen huge?
Yeah.
I need everyone to see the fork marks. Look at the need to really work on getting a better
temperament
close up.
Oh, you meant
it's bad, guys.
Oh shit!
I really need to take a picture of it in case I drop it one day. Because if this thing drops, it's.
Do you know how many people be mad at you?
I'm just kidding. Look at that. Look at the fork. It's been forked.
So bad.
He forked in the butt. You're not wrong. I'm just amazed at this tiny little skinny little neck.
That's what I was focused on, because I propped up the saucer section, but I didn't prop up the nacelles properly, because that was my worry. My little so skinny neck wasn't going to support itself.
Oh my God. I think our greatest work will be bringing that to life on a 3D print for you guys.
Yeah.
And then maybe we can so we'll try to get them ready for Christmas.
Yeah, that's my goal. I did just get 16 colors for the 3D printer.
He went a bit crazy. He really did.
16 colors.
So yes, we will have merch. I don't think it would be too difficult to do like t-shirts with some kind of a company. The trick is which company. Hopefully we can find some people that'll do it a little bit at a time. But guess what? They make really cool printers where you can print your own and I can just press it onto something us.
We can buy vinyl transfers that are custom made as well, and then just buy some black t-shirts from that store.
We will
that sells the t-shirts.
We'll let you know how it goes. But we have the sky is the limit. This is our first kind of stepping out on our own. And technically, yes, this is the ship that we're on now, instead of the Enterprise. And I kind of wish we could pull up the Enterprise to compare the two, because we hired a wonderful artist to build the Enterprise for us. And we wanted it to have the CinemaSins like pitchfork kind of thing. So it's a 3 nacelle. It's very badass looking. And we have gone to this ship. And so one of the things can I tell them about the idea for our Patreon perk levels?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, because we're not there yet. So I'm kind of getting ahead of myself a bit. One of the things we want to do is on our next patron level is to make an ongoing story of what's happening on the Derpa Prize. So at the end of our Captain's Pod podcast episodes, we would have like part of the outtakes would be an ongoing story. And then everyone who's supporting at that level is part of that story. of what's happening on this ship.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So we would give out ranks, or you can like send in what rank you would want to be, like if you want to be in the science and engineering and all that stuff. So,
Citation ops.
Exactly. So kind of just make it like a little world building for us. But I don't know how I feel about this actually being the ship that we're on. It feels like quite a downgrade.
I think it's great. It's like technically larger.
We have to have a story as to why this is so cracked.
Yeah, I think
why the butt's been forked so hard.
Wow, phrasing. I think that I think this is one of those situations where I assumed the nacelles were detachable, and then I tried to detach them, and then realized partway through that they're not detachable. And that's why there's a line in there. But
T-shirt store. I'll look into that. Thank you, Flyboy. Oh, Steve, I would never say no. You can post it in our Star Trek channel. Actually, we can change our Star Trek channel on our Discord to be, should we change it to be Captain's Pod, or do you want to just keep it Star Trek?
There's Captain's Pod as a thread under Star Trek.
Sweet.
There is already a Captain's Pod channel.
Any ideas in there is totally fine.
Speaking of which, there was an incredible chat in the Discord channel about the power systems on the Enterprise, main power, auxiliary power, and then we had Cameron, who I believe is either in the Navy or one of the branches of the military, and explained how nuclear subs work, and it's it's a similar kind of way to the Enterprise. And fucking join the Discord. There are so many good chats that happen in that Discord.
Oh, that's awesome!
It's so fun.
Did you make your Steve Not Reeves picture as well?
It kind of looks like me.
It really does. I wasn't going to say it, but it is. The engineer was trying out foldable nacelles and it didn't go so well. Yeah,
I think that's it. We're trying
the foldable phones.
Yes, trying new things. I really wanted to look like a Motorola Razr and it failed.
Oh, more people on the Discord. Okay. Ian and I are both generic white guys.
True fucking story. I almost hate that I have a Star Trek pod because I'm like, you don't need my voice. You don't need another one of me in the podcast sphere talking about Star Trek. And yet here I am.
What's that for you? Okay. All that to say, we'll have more updates for you soon about merch. Us just not getting started today. As you can tell, we've got lots of ideas and we're really excited. But we can go with the speed of light or warp.
Warp is the speed of light.
We're gonna no, it goes faster than the speed of light.
Correct.
So there's technically different variations of that. Yeah. Did I actually get that right? Because I was totally bullshitting.
You absolutely schooled my ass. Let's go.
Before we log off of here, just so you know, if you're awake and you want to hang out, Ian and I are going to take maybe a 10-minute break, maybe just say 15 minutes or so. And we're going to be doing a late night Discord Minecraft casual hang. So
yeah, super casual. Join us on Discord in the usual channels.
What that means is if you're on the Discord, we'll be in the chat channel and we will be broadcasting our screens. We'll just be sharing our screen so you can watch Ian's computer and my computer. And you do not have to voice chat. You can just put yourself on mute and watch casually, or you're welcome to chat. We'll just be hanging out and we're going to be doing some Minecraft. We have a couple of things we need to get done in Minecraft, so might as well do it with you guys. And very shortly, we are going to be opening up Minecraft to fans. We actually are going to be messaging those who have reached out of interest already because we are needing to experiment with how to get you guys into the Minecraft. So if you are interested, don't forget to send an email to us, or you can message us on Patreon, whatever you'd like. So sleep well, Katrar. Sleep well, everybody. If you're going to go off to bed, enjoy your day. If you're just waking up, thank you for being with us and hanging out with us for so long tonight. It was really, really fun. As our
thank you, late night people.
Our little Derper Prize launch.
I'm out.
Good night.